The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 395, recording on May 17, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, known as Jesus Walks Out. Today, I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief, Henley Merrill is back. Welcome back, Henley. Welcome.
Thank you, my friend. Good to be here on a Tuesday rather than a earlier in the week recording.
Yeah. And from Little Ohio, the Mayo is back.
Hey, Jesus. What's going on?
Welcome, Steve. Welcome.
Glad we waited a day for the Mayo.
Yeah, I had to work.
We waited a day for the Mayo.
Stupid work getting in the way.
Yeah, fucking work. Stupid work. Anyways, follow us at _ Horrible Gamers on Twitter. You can leave us a review on iTunes, Spotify as well. You can find our show on Spotify, iTunes, podcasts, and all that shit. You'll find us everywhere. Also, you can join our Horrible Gamers podcast community over on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. It's a closed group, so anything you post in there stays in there. And we have a page as well that you can like. And you can also support the show with the monies by heading on over to Patreon at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers, like our friend Leahy and Jason Sams, Robert Noble, Sean Pacharek, Chad, MDM, Port Chapu, Nipron, the best HGP host ever, Evan, Big Girls, Big D, Tanaka, Jonathan, Titan, Big D Hall, and the first HGP Patreon, Bill, still even the biggest D, Gardner the second, the Elden Lord.
I am the Elden Lord.
Apparently he is. Sorry.
He is, yes.
Thank you all for the support on the Patreon machines, and you can also support the show if you want to get yourself some nice gear, some HGP gear. Head on over to Redbubble and buy yourself some gear, Gunny. Buy yourself a nice t-shirt.
I need one for summer.
Yeah, me too. Or maybe a water bottle. You know, summer is almost coming, Gunny. It's almost here. It's getting warmer out there. You know, the rain is finally stopping, sort of, in Oregon. Not really, but sort of. And, yeah. Rain doesn't really stop here till like June.
And then, so it won't like July, August, September, it's kind of nice or what?
Yeah, sort of. September is when the rain kind of starts a lot back up.
Yeah, because I know, for especially for people here on the West Coast, like me and you, Jesus, that's when we get all those fires. August, September, October.
Yeah.
Leading up to November, believe it or not, in some cases.
August and September, like the bigger fire. Yeah, sometimes in September, the fire comes around September.
Yeah, just drier and drier each year.
Yeah. But, anyways, head on over there, get yourself some nice gear at Redbubble. And support the show by heading on over to Manscaped.com and buying yourself some nice Manscaped products. The #1 leader in men's grooming downstairs, if you know what I mean, Mayo.
The jewels, the fun.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah. You get on over down there, shave your balls. Maybe you want to pamper them a little bit. Head on over to Manscaped.com. Use promo code HGP20. Get yourself 20% off any purchase, free worldwide shipping. Head over to Manscaped.com, Gunny. Promo code HGP20. They will thank you. Do they? Do your boss, thank you. Anyways, each song is done by Phantom Egg, as well as the outro music. Thank you to them, or him, for the music. And let's talk about what we've been playing, man, in video games this week.
Yay, I've been playing those. You want to hear what I've been talking about? Or you want to go first, Jesus?
You can go first real quick, Gunny.
Why not? Let's change it up a bit. But, before I talk about what games I've been playing, I got these headphones last week or a couple weeks ago. I know, man, I texted you on Discord, but they're called Beatron. They're just earbuds. Mm-hmm. I don't know where the hell the wife got them, but they're from the UK, mate, because I saw they're made in London, And yeah, they're a little different. I can just show them to you, but I mean, you guys sound okay. They're fine. I think the the Beats that I had were just getting a little worn out, and they were like starting to wrap up, like our coil. So these are more like they've got that like, less knots or whatever the hell we get in these. So, but yeah, I'll see how those go. I don't know, probably $20-$30, just cheap little earbuds. But yeah, I don't know. What do you use, Mayo, for earbuds?
I just have some generic wired ones for me to do the podcast, but then besides that, I use my good headphones. I can't remember the name of them right now. They are.
Yeah. So, and then I've got another pair that I use for like the iPhone. And they've got different colored ones, but I don't know what brand those are. But those work extremely, really good. Those are more of the rounded, like direct straight into the ear. So those I prefer over any of the other ones, especially since I like my Audible books. So generally after the podcast,
I like Audible books.
Yeah.
So I'm on the website right now of this company you're seeing is so nice, Gunny. Mayo.
The Beatron?
Yeah. Betron or Beatron?
Beatron.
Betron.
You had the mate in there at the end,
Jesus?
You had the mate in there.
Hey, mate. It's the Betron. You got the Betron headphones. Hey, these are cheap as fuck. I'm like looking at these. Like these are some wireless ones, Mayo. Look at this. Wireless headphones, Mayo, with touch control compatible smartphones and motherfucking shit. Only $45.
Yeah,
only 45. Well, not dollars or euros or pounds or whatever the fuck it is. Like, well, what are they? Pounds? They would be pounds, right?
Is that what they are? It's not euros. I have no idea. Are they quid? I don't know.
Didn't they go back?
My European
isn't England isn't England one country that uses pounds? They accept euros, but I think they use pounds as their main currency, right?
I lift a lot of pounds at work. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Better Hulk's probably like, oh my gosh, Gunny, you should know your English money. But yeah, but no, I would say.
Listen, Gunny, one British pound, Mayo, to an American dollar is so. Actually, their pound is worth more than our dollar. Oh my God! What is this bullshit, Mayo? What is this fucking shit?
We're in a recession. We're just not in an official recession.
Listen, Mayo, how much do you think one British pound is worth?
You said it's worth more than US dollar, right?
Yeah.
So $1.30.
You're really close, Mayo. It's $1.22.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah.
They're really close, yeah. So yeah, the one British pound is worth $1.22.
Thank you, Russia.
Cents.
Okay, it's all their fucking fault. Excuse my French.
Oh,
damn it.
But yeah, these look pretty good. Like, I mean, I don't know about the quality, but I mean, it looks adequately priced, I guess, for headphones. Like, they're not like overpriced like fucking Apple AirPods or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it seemed like a good deal when I went to Amazon. Like, I don't personally go to Amazon. Like, the wife buys stuff from there. But, I always look at like how many, stars, reviews. And then I take the price and then I just look at an average of, and I saw these and I thought, wow, these, they got a lot of good stars or whatever they're called. And I was like, okay, and looking at the price, like, I'd rather buy those than something I've never heard of or, and like Sony always makes good.
You've heard of this brand before? Because I've never heard of them.
No, it was something where, again, I just went off like the reviews and.
Oh, you went off of like how many reviews they had, so you said I'm gonna get this.
Yeah, even though stars? Like, is that what that is on Amazon? Like it'll show how many like.
It'll show stars. Yeah.
Hit positive or whatever the hell that is.
Or how. My indicator on Amazon, Mayo, when I'm buying random shit like that is. Yeah, I'll see how many reviews the shit has.
Yeah,
like if it has like 300 reviews, I might pull the trigger on it. But if it has more than 1,000, okay, like all right, I feel like 1,000 people have vetted this product.
Yeah,
that's the
what.
And I'll go to the best reviews and the worst ones.
Yeah,
But if I get on there and like every like recent review is like a 1-star because the quality is shit, I'm like, okay, then no, like fuck you, no, I'm not buying this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I thought about picking up those Sony Link Buds. I don't know if you've seen them or not. Something a little different. They have like a hole in the center, so you can still hear.
I've seen those, and then they just released like 3 different headphones, I guess yesterday or something like that, or over the weekend.
Yeah, so the big draw to these is you can hear the outside world while you're listening to music and stuff. So you can. I don't know yet.
Weird looking, dude.
Yeah, they're really weird looking.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? Those look kind of ugly.
Yeah, they do have like, I don't know which ones you're looking at. They have black ones that look alright, but yeah, they are kind of a weird design. But you're supposed to be able to hear like your full environment.
Yeah, when I think of like Sony, like not earbuds but headphones, I always think like Bose or something. Mm-hmm. And then they've got like even luxury earbuds too. I was like, wow, crazy.
I thought something like that would be nice for like walking the dog and stuff. That way, if I'm just walking and somebody stops to talk to me, I don't have to sit there and pause the music or whatever. You'll be able to hear what's going on.
Yeah, as long as you don't have it too loud. Yeah. But hey, guys, I again, I'll get to video games in a minute. But went to Sacramento, California this weekend, guys, and I saw a Sizzler. I know I texted you guys. I was like, they got Sizzler. I thought this franchise died like 20 years ago. Jesus, I was in hog heaven. Remember when I texted you guys? I was like, yeah, they got Sizzler. And
so I'm assuming, like, for that, I don't know what a Sizzler is. I don't think we had them out here ever.
Think of like a Chili's.
Ponderosa, or I'm thinking like how you know what Ponderosa is or
like, okay,
Golden Corral kind of thing.
Corral?
Yeah, okay, yeah, like Golden Corral kind of.
Yeah, so both of those are pretty much dead here. But I mean, I know what you mean. Ponderosa especially, but there is like 1 or 2 Golden Corrals around here in Columbus. But
it's an American diner.
Yeah, there used to be a lot more, but I mean, when I lived in, Vallejo, the 707, California, yeah, it seemed like they were all like kind of all over, but no. And then the town north of me had one, but I haven't seen it open. It closed down like 15 years ago. But yeah, long story short, went to Sacramento. I was like, oh, and there's another one, but there's one close to my hotel. So yeah, went over there and it was like the same thing. They always have an amazing salad bar. Got the salad, got the steak and seafood,
You said you had the Ohio baby corn?
Yes.
I don't know why that's Ohio baby corn. I was like, but
yeah, baby corn, bro. The Ohio baby corn. I don't know. Mayo, so I guess that's my question. How do you grow the corn so small? Do you just pick it from the mama's
I don't think that's grown
litter?
here,
How does that work?
I don't think that comes from Ohio.
Oh. Maybe we grow that in California. We just can't grow big old corn stalks of Ohio style.
It's big corn here in Ohio.
Wait, maybe Nebraska's probably got bigger corn.
Probably.
But yeah.
Listen, I'm on the farmingmethod.com.
Oh, shit.
And let me give you guys some tips on growing baby corn, Mayo.
Oh, I need to know this.
You can grow baby corn as a primary crop or a secondary crop. Okay. The seed sowing process can be accomplished in any season, Gunny, when optimal temperature ranges between 22 Celsius and 32 degrees Celsius. And it says here, the best soil for baby corn, all soils are proper for baby corn, but loamy and sandy soil containing the pH of 6 to 7 is suitable for the growth of mini corn. On the other hand, drained black soil can also be used for producing purposes, but wet, poor, drained lands are not worthy of growing baby corn plants. Okay. If the soil, Gunny and Mayo, contains too much moisture at planting time, the weeds should be planted from 2 to 5 centimeters in a row. On dry soil, the seed should be set 5 to 8 centimeters deep.
This is getting in depth.
Wow.
Okay.
Man, my mind is blown right now.
It says here, normally people tend to sow seed directly onto the field, but you can also grow seedlings indoors or in your backyard, Gunny. Okay. It says here, after planting the seeds, it will take weeks to germinate, and this time you must water it properly. If the sun emits too much light, cover the land with some sort of shade. Okay.
I'm gonna put it like in a potter. That's what I'm gonna do, like a big pot. Just bring it indoors.
You're gonna grow like one baby corn.
halfway
Just
through the day.
one.
Yeah.
Just one little one. Just
You're like, look, guys, I have my baby corn.
Maybe I'll make popcorn later, if anything. Wait, it's not popping corn. Don't go to the poppingcorn.com, Jesus. All right, let's not go there. We learned enough about baby corn. But good info, my friend.
I just thought that was like corn or like.
Yeah, I
But
just
it's actually
right.
called
I would think
baby
it would
corn.
Be like, let's chop it off right now. This is done. Let's throw it in water.
Yeah, like it was growing, right? It was growing, and then like they stopped the growing process. Like, fuck you, you're gonna stay little bitch, and
Let's
they
go
kill
in
it
a
right
can
there.
or a jar. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
let's
right
stop
now,
right there. Throw it in that good old Ohio fresh water.
I guess not. I guess it's actually like they grow it and it comes out that way specifically. The more you know, guys.
Wow.
The more you know.
Gunny,
Listen, Gunny, it might be a good time to learn how to plant baby corn because there's a wheat shortage coming worldwide.
Oh, yeah. Even
It's
Sleepy
coming.
Joe. Sleepy Joe keeps saying it's coming. I don't know.
It's fucking coming, bro.
Yeah.
It's coming. All right, listen, Ukraine isn't producing wheat right now, right? They're in a fucking war.
No, well, they have.
Man,
I guess
listen.
Russia owns that Black Sea, right? So they can't get any wheat or
Exactly.
or oil.
They're in a fucking war, dude. All right, listen, no wheat's coming out of that motherfucker. And, they said that last year, that the entire, like, how much wheat just Ukraine itself produced last year and exported.
It's insane, the number.
It's a lot. But they said even if they cut that number in half, Mayo, they just take the number of wheat that they made last year and cut it in half. The entire UK would have to, they say, to make that number up, like that loss of just half of it, the entirety of the UK, like all of its citizens, would have to stop eating food for 3 years.
Isn't that
to make that loss up. 3 years with no food for a whole country, dude, to make that loss of wheat up.
Yeah.
So
I think I saw
two things are going to happen.
Yeah,
two things are going to happen. American companies are going to start exporting wheat to Europe, a lot more of it or whatever. If we don't really do export a little, but they're going to export a lot more of it.
I believe we are the number one exporters of food, like not wheat, but just food. All the way around, or we're the number one consumers, not China.
And
it's the U.S., believe it or not.
And that's going to make the price go way up of food, man. It's going to be expensive. I feel like people think of the thing going on in Ukraine as a no big deal. Like, it's not affecting us. What's the big deal to us? Like, it doesn't affect us. But in reality, it does because, like oil. Russia exports a lot of oil.
Yeah.
They export a lot of oil to Europe, which is still buying oil from them. A lot of countries in Europe are still buying oil from Russia. Despite them putting sanctions on Russia, they still have to buy the oil from them because they can't get it from anywhere else. Like exporting oil from the U.S. to Europe is extremely expensive. And the U.S. doesn't make that much oil. Like, despite the fact that the U.S. could make a lot of oil, thanks to the administration that's currently in place,
I think a lot of it is OPEC.
They do not want. They don't want to export oil. They don't want to. Well, Biden,
it is a cartel. I would agree. OPEC.
I feel like you're right. I feel like these oil companies have some sort of say. Like yes, the administrations. I feel like you would say the liberal Democrats, them liberals. I feel like, yes, a lot of them are earth hippie loving motherfuckers that don't want to destroy the planet. And I get that, right? I get that that's why you don't want to drill oil. But I feel like that's an excuse that the Democratic Party uses to kind of be nefarious about shit. Like I personally, okay, I don't know. I can't confirm this. I don't fucking know. But in my head, conspiracy theory time, Mayo.
Uh-oh.
I feel like there's somebody going...
Time.
Listen, I feel like somebody from one of these companies, Mayo, is sending like private emails through WhatsApp. They're sending emails to Sleepy Joe, and they're like, hey man, like you signed this bill, right? You signed this bill, Mayo, blocking this pipeline All right, just go ahead and sign it. We don't care. We don't give a fuck if you block our company from drilling. Fuck if we care. We're gonna drill somewhere else. We'll find places to drill, motherfucker. You just block it, and we're gonna increase our prices. And you know what? That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
You do that, and we'll increase our prices, right? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, right? Fuck you. I feel like that's happening behind closed doors. And people are like, oh, it's the dirty liberals who are being tree lovers, you know? But that's the way they spin it, right? Because they can't come out and say, yeah, man, yeah, you're right, guys. We got paid by this fucking we got paid by this oil company to just stop drilling so they could increase their prices.
Yeah,
Fuck you. And like, of course they're not going to come out and say that. They'll come out and make it like they had to put a positive spin on it, right? They'll just say, "Oh, we're doing it because of the earth. We're doing it because of we care about the people that live in this area, or we care about the animals in this area, or we care about this, or we care about that." You know, like that's their. I feel like they kind of have to like rationalize and kind of make themselves look good. You know, they have to.
Right.
Of course, right. I mean, you know, especially when you get, you know, we got not the primaries, but what's coming up, the midterms. Yeah, so that's coming up soon, and I'm sure. Matter of fact, I even got my little thing from my local, you know, district of California from one of the guys who's, you know, the big thing on the, you know, you get them in the mail, right, for the political voting and global warming. I'm gonna abolish it or something, or you know, or whatever it is. I was like, wait, really?
Well,
like, okay,
yeah, you know, fun fact, there was a guy that I used to work with at my old job, guys, who was a total asshole. Like, he got hired, I think, to, like, do some shit. Like, because I worked in manufacturing in a machine shop. And I think they hired him to, like, kind of streamline the process or whatever, you know, like, to add some sort of, have a manufacturing process, right? To like develop one and make one or whatever. So like they can go to different companies when companies ask, well, what's the manufacturing process if we want to buy 50,000 of these products? Like, how do you guys manufacture that? Like, you know, and I think his job was to do that. So it's some sort of administrative bullshit job, right? But this cocksucker was such an asshole, man. I never liked the dude, right? And you know what? That motherfucker became the mayor of the town next to mine.
really?
Yeah. He became like in 2015 or 2016, right? Well, fuck, a few years ago, he became the mayor. He can, I guess you convinced enough people, right, to vote for you.
Yeah.
He convinced enough people to vote for him, and he became a mayor of the town. And you know what he's doing now? Now he's running for Congress.
Wow, he's moving up.
I'm like, this motherfucker. I'm like, if this guy can become a congressman, anyone can become a congressman.
To give you confidence, Jesus.
Yeah, it gives you confidence.
Like, I'm running for Congress.
Yeah, like literally, dude. If you can become a mayor of a tiny town, like think about it, like the town I'm talking about is not that big of a town, man. Think of like maybe at most 10,000 people. That's most. That's like probably over what the population is. It's probably closer to like 7,000 maybe.
Okay.
But we'll say 10,000 just to make it a round number. Like, how many people do you think really vote in that whole town? Like, you know, there's people that never vote, people that say they vote, but they don't vote.
Right. They just...
And the other thing, like, say if only, like, 4,000 people vote, you just got to convince 3,000 people or whatever to vote for you, or 2,001. You know, like, you got to convince just 2,001 people to vote for you instead of the other guy, and you win. And you become mayor. And then you're fucking on the news and shit, fucking talking about a revitalization of the fucking city or whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah, all you got to do is just only talk to people over the age of, like, 50, right? That
there you go.
More likely to vote.
Yes.
From 50 to 95. Yeah.
Yes, you talk to the boomers. All you got to do, listen, all you gotta do is go around your town, kind of like take a survey of like, look at the voter registration and be like, okay, is most of this town conservative or liberal? Okay, they're mostly conservative. I'm gonna run on some conservative fucking platform in the conservative party and I'll fucking win. You know what I mean? Like, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. You don't have to even believe in what you're fucking running as. You know, you could run as a fucking alien party. It doesn't matter what, you know, you can run as anything, but, you know, you could be a total liberal and run as a Republican, which I think that guy was a liberal. You know, he was very democratic in my head. The way he was, you know, the way he thought about shit. He always seemed to me like a liberal, but you know what he is as registered as? he's registered as a Republican Party member, so he's running for the Republican Party. So, like, you think about it, like you just gotta cater to the right people, Gunny. Right? You're right.
Yes.
You're right. You gotta go out there. You gotta find the boomers that are voting for you, and you gotta say, I will push your beliefs before anyone else's. Yeah,
That's it.
and then you convince them enough, and they'll fucking vote for you every time.
Yeah, my mailbox is probably full again today of those propaganda little poster pamphlet things.
And I'm getting like letters, like personal letters from like all these motherfuckers. And,
Yeah, I got a text today, with my wife on it.
You don't want to vote. You don't want to vote for that guy. He voted 10-1 on the city council to fucking to oppose whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were gonna bring jobs to this town, but he struck it down. Vote for me instead. You know, like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't believe you, motherfucker. But okay, yeah.
We voted against Planned Parenthood. Evil.
Yeah.
Yes.
That guy killed 3 baby rabbits before the city council meeting last week. Don't vote for him. You know what I mean? Like crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's these fucking letters and flyers and shit coming in.
They want to cut all funding to hospitals, police.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mayo, do you like gas? That guy will take away your Camaro if you do not vote for me.
I know, right?
No
raise my gas prices even more.
He said a ban on all Camaros in this town.
I say Corvette because it looks like that's the shirt you're wearing, Mayo. I can't see. Is that Corvette?
Yeah, it's just a Corvette shirt.
Okay.
Oh, big Chevy guy over there. Oh, look at me.
Right?
Yeah.
Corvette, Corvair.
Oh, I'm a big Chevy American guy over here. In Ohio, we drive them Chevys. Mm-hmm.
We'll allow them GMCs. That's the parent company. Same damn vehicle that one made in the
they're not
same
everywhere.
damn factory.
And I gotta look up the most popular car in Ohio.
Oh gosh, we went to a arcade over the weekend. We were supposed to go to a car show thing. I had a personal day, and we got rained out. And my nephew came from 3 hours away, so we went down to the bar arcade, and down there in Dublin was a McLaren in the parking lot in the garage. He was like, "Oh, I think I've never seen one of those in the wild before." It was a 720S. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. You know what, man? Like I know that it's kind of nice seeing those cars, but I see them all the time around here.
Yeah.
Like I live in because I live I'm in Oregon, but I live like in an area where it's really like a wine country area. Like, so it's like a lot of wineries around here and shit.
What do you live where I live?
And people fly out here just to go to wineries. Like literally, man, that's all it is in the town next to mine. The town that dude became mayor in, it's known for its wineries. Like it's worldwide known for wineries. And like I see those cars all the time, man. Like I see fucking like Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce and fucking like those fucking cars. Like whatever the fuck you just said. That one fucking
the McLaren.
car. Yeah, I see those like all the fucking time, dude. It's really weird. You're like, where the fuck do these people live?
Right.
They came from California.
They live in the mountain. No, bro. I know where they live, Gunny. They live on the top of the fucking mountains on those fucking estates, with like a big ranch and a fucking 40 acres or whatever, big house in the middle of nowhere. That's where those fuckers live,
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's kind of weird. I see those cars all the time. Same thing with Teslas. Like Teslas are like just common in Oregon. I don't know how common they're in your guys' areas.
Well,
those motherfuckers,
they're made not far from me, but yeah, very common here.
Those fucking things are everywhere. Like literally everywhere, dude. Everyone. Like I see them all the fucking time.
I saw one yesterday or today. No, I think we saw it. Was it Saturday? No, me and my son saw it yesterday. You know how they make it? I don't know what color. It's not just regular yellow or glossy yellow. It's more metallic colored. I think I kind of like those. You know how orange is like, you don't talk about like there's that.
Yeah,
it's not a gloss, but it's a different.
I always see like black or white ones or like silver ones.
There's a black and orange one in McLaren running around here in my area.
Yeah,
like I see Lamborghinis all the time too, man. Like I see Lamborghinis. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and Rolls Royce, quite a bit of Rolls Royces, and like quite a bit of Bentleys too. Like a lot of Bentleys, just ran fucking Bentleys. And the other one. What's the other one? Ferrari is pretty popular, and fucking that other brand, Maserati,
Porsche.
Yeah.
Porsches too. Yeah, Porsche. All those rich people cars, man. They're all common as shit around here, but not as common as the number one car in Ohio, Mayo.
What is it?
What's the number one? I'm curious
Wrangler?
what the number. The Toyota Camry.
Wrangler?
Yes,
No,
yes.
The Honda Accord.
No. It's a Toyota Tacoma.
No.
I don't know. I just made that up.
What's a true American car? What's the most American car you can get?
Dodge Ram.
Pretty close. But
Ford
no,
F-150.
Gunny, no. Yeah!
What?
Yeah! America, fuck yeah! The
Yeah.
number one car, Ford F-150. Yeah! America.
I think I have to say the Honda Accord's probably really high up there here in Ohio because
Isn't that the
they
number
have
one stolen
Honda
vehicle or
plant
something?
here in Ohio.
Honda Accord? Or
They're
the number
everywhere.
one stolen vehicle and catalytic converter or some shit? Yeah.
That and Priuses, right? Aren't Priuses known for that? Like people stealing their catalytic converters?
Yeah, I guess they put more. I watched that YT vid about how they put whatever that element. It's not gold, but whatever the element
Isn't
they
it
put in.
Platinum? Is it platinum?
Some shit like that, right? Is it platinum? But yeah, I
Pretty
guess
sure.
some vehicles come with more of that element that people steal, especially when it's newer because it will fade over time. So they try to get the newer vehicles.
Pretty sure it's
Palladium?
platinum.
Is that what it is? I'm just throwing it out there.
No, it's platinum, dude.
Okay. Did I just make that up? I don't know.
I
I thought I heard that somewhere.
think he's over here telling us fucking elements from fucking
Well, I didn't know what it is.
we're not one fucking game he plays.
I know. I was like, wait, now I
From Satisfactory. He's giving us fucking elements of Satisfactory.
it's not Minecraft, guys. It's not Minecraft. Tell me what it is,
Yeah.
guys.
Hey,
It's got
you know those catalytic converters that have the redstone in them, you know? From Minecraft, you know, like you see those?
Hey, speaking of that, guys, I played a video game, guys, that I cannot fucking stop playing. All right, and that is
Okay.
Elden Ring. It's even after the weekend trip, got back on Sunday, and I'm like, I guess maybe I'll just turn that game on for a minute, and I just end up playing it for like 6-7 hours.
For a minute, right?
Yeah, just for a minute. But I did play a few other things, but bear with me on this one. It's not even, man, I'll just say like it's not like I've just leveled up. I'm still, I think my, whatever I am, 57, 58. It's not like I'm really paying attention to that. I'm more focused on, my strength just, I was able to upgrade that to 31. Upgraded my dexterity from 16 to 17. It takes a while, right? Again, not cheesing anything, just going through the game, naturally. But yeah, doing farming and stuff to get up a level or two. And gaining these runes is the other thing too, where I'm like, all right, now I got to get runes to pay for upgrades. I mean, you've always had to, but it's like, all right, I still want to keep upgrading my whatever that is. It's not that Uchatanga sword. It's the other one that I have that does a lot of blood damage. I've been using that for literally for the past however many hours of the game. The last 25 hours of the game. Because it just does a fuck ton of damage. And so one of the bosses that I'm stuck on, because I've got a lot of the map unlocked, but I've still got the other half to go through. Is I was talking to Bill Garner today about the Stars Courage Radon. It's Radon. It's weird. He's like the only guy I really can't beat. I watched YT vids and, I've only tried it probably 10, 12 times. It seems like maybe that's not enough. I just need to go in there and get my ass handed to me more. Yeah, because some of the cheats were like, yeah, that's patched out. You can't do this or do that. So, and Bill, I know we spoke earlier, but that is something I've been doing. I've been like reviving like some of these incarnations or whatever they're called. These are things in the world where they're not like real players, but they'll go and attack him, and then, I'll try to come in and, get a few strikes in if I can. but he just does like so much damage and spinning and jumping, and I don't know. It's that boss he's really, I don't want to say he's fast, but like I never know when he's going to strike. So, and when he does strike, he's just doing a ton of damage. But overall, just a lot of fun. I beat several bosses, I think even yesterday and last week, where I'd be like, oh yeah, that dragon was easy, or, oh, the red wolf is supposed to be hard. Psst, yeah, it fucked me up a couple times. And, I was like, you know what? Well, it's a wolf. So obviously blood damage. I'm going to go back in, up and obviously preparing for that, like making sure I'm drinking the potion before. I've got my, I don't know what it's called, but it's more of a, it's a big night guy. He's like my, my incarnation that, as soon as I get in the room, boom, I'll call him up. Right. And then he's going to go fight, he helps you fight or whatever it is. And yeah, we were able to take him down, especially, if you get in there and let's say that the boss is like stuck in a corner almost, if that makes sense, where it's like, yeah, he's not moving around, right? You can just keep striking on him or standing behind him or, to where he's not in your sights. And there's other bosses where, they're just shooting fire, not, dragon-like, but not, I don't know. And then sometimes I can withstand that, and I'm able to just take the boss out before they burn me alive. But, yeah, man, it's just, gosh, I've just done, like so many things in this game, and, trying to upgrade a great sword is what I'm attempting to do. So, and again, that's not easy. I'm taking that to a smithing master, using my sombering smithing stones, and yeah, man, I'm just all about this game. I haven't really written anything down as far as like, stuff I need to do, or I've just been trying to keep it all in my head, and it's too much. I think I almost threw the controller last night, Jesus, when we were texting about doing the show, possibly. I think I was still pissed off this morning. I was like, I was just mad, man. I don't know. I beat that last boss. I threw it up on, I put it in the Discord. I was like, I'm done. I'm finished with this game. I'm going to bed early. I don't give a shit.
Damn.
I'm trying to punch my Xbox, and that's how mad I was.
Bill Garner, the Elden Lord, has beat the game 5 times.
Man. Yeah, I'm sure I could probably, if I would have started at the beginning and, and if I stayed focused, it's, again, Jesus, one of the amazing things, about this game is it's not, again, there's nothing really clear. Like I went in, I did get, what am I thinking of here? It's not the atonement, but whatever the thing is, Jesus, that you guys don't know the name of, it's a great rune, right? So I got the great rune, one of the great runes, and I could take those to finger reader crones, and they read it for me. And then they say a bunch of stuff, Jesus. They all say a lot of things. They do. They, and in a pretty fucking cool way, too, where I think you would really appreciate something like this, Jesus, where they're like, yeah, and next the Elden Lord, he shall go with you as you take the platform north. And
are they talking about Bill Garner going to show up and guide you?
No, they're talking about me, man. Me personally. And I'm feeling all warm and squishy inside. And they're talking about going north to the eastern lands and grabbing the Great Scroll, right? And you really want to know what all this means, Jesus? You want to know what it all means?
What does this mean?
I have no fucking clue. I don't, but I'm still excited because I just want to go kill the next damn thing in the map.
What does the Great Scroll contain in it?
Not a clue. I have no idea. All I know is when I hear this, and again, I'm soaking it all in. I'm at the what is it? Where the great table or round table? I went back in there. I'm like, oh, so that door. I talked to this chick, and she's like, yeah, go talk to my dad or her stepdad or whatever. He's in the reading room. But I was like, wait, that other door's open now. It wasn't open 10 hours of gameplay before. Oh, right, because I got the Great Rune. And there's more people to talk to. And talk about things that I have no clue about what I would even do next in this game, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Jesus. You know what does matter? Me killing more things. That's it, right? That's all there is. Even though a lot of it's interesting, and it's cool to hear them talk about things that I have no clue what. I don't know. It's great. Yeah. All I know is I can go to YouTube and go, oh, so really I'm just going to take this thing and I can atone for it, and more shit will unlock and areas that I can go to kill more creatures. That's awesome to me. Send me into this cave and I can burn shit alive and use magic on enemies, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. So, but yeah, that's Elden Ring, man. I'm going to continue to. I'm not beelining, I guess, for like the end boss. I guess I do want to progress the story more. You know, I want to do it before maybe November. Like,
oh God, that's a big fucking timeline you got
at
there.
This point, Bill's gonna have beaten it 5 more times.
Yeah, again,
Bill,
I
Bill
want to
beat
get
it 15 times.
That's my goal. I really want to get further in that story before the year ends. I don't want to be like, so now I reached level 60. Gunny, weren't you level 57 like 4 months ago? You know what I mean? I just want to, I want to get up higher and do more shit. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, man, that's Elden Ring. I love it. It pisses me off too at the same time. But hey, now let's tone it down for a little bit, because I talk about my baby mode games here, and State of Decay 2. I don't know. Is that on PlayStation or has that always been an Xbox thing? I can't remember.
I think it's only been on Xbox.
Because I was thinking about it today. I was like, Undead Labs, is that the name of that studio? Yeah. But yeah, like I wish they would, if it was on PlayStation, only so they can appreciate it as well. Something that's come out. I love State of Decay 1. It was great. 2, they're always improving it. Always doing something to. Are
they still improving it though, or are they moved on now to maybe State of Decay 3 or whatever?
No, they're still improving it. It's not. They are, because I do this. I watch the Twitch channel. I think it's on Mondays. Weird. I don't watch every Monday. But
seems like they would have maybe 2 guys working on the patches, and everyone else is like, all right, everyone, move on to this new fucking game we're making. Like, why would you be supporting that game now? Like,
they
already release? I think they already released the Juggernaut edition. Like, it's done. The game already had its re-release, even.
Yeah.
Like, why support it?
A lot of it is just tweaks and fixes, and again, I think that whole Twitch channel is really just, again, it's still focused on State of Decay 2. They're not there to say, we're here to talk about 3 and all that good stuff. But that's right.
Well, you wouldn't talk about 3. I'm sure of that. But I mean, I still don't see why the majority or whatever, or a big part of the team would be still working on this game when the game's already been optimized, it's been fixed, it's been patched beyond belief. I would assume that it's something like maybe the community manager playing on Twitch. Hey,
yeah.
Let's play State of Decay 2, guys. This game still exists, guys. 7 years later, right? We're still here.
Yeah, but no. So as you know, like Microsoft reward points, whatever. I try to get to my $10 every month. So you need to play a Game Pass game, I think daily.
Is that a requirement for Microsoft points?
No, I think you just have to click on it, right? And then you click on the app on the phone, and then you get 300 points or whatever, right? So it's really small. But anyway, I guess my point is the fact that it's like the one game I've got that's a Game Pass game on my actual Xbox. So I don't know if it accounts for like the PC version, but either way. So I click on it and I'm thinking, okay, here comes the thing. It pops up, but then I just end up still playing that game. I don't know I guess it's just a game and I need to play it. That's got to be it, right? Because I'll get in there. I'm like, oh right, I'm doing my baby mode run. But man, I really like it. It's just so lax, Jesus, where you're just like, you're collecting so many things, right? Baby mode, you're getting all kinds of weapons. And I think that just excites me to put all that stuff in my inventory. Assault rifles, handguns, you name it, shotties. So you're just not constantly meleeing enemies. So, it's a lot faster gameplay. To go out and kill the Plague Hearts. More vehicles in the game. I don't know, it's baby mode. It's easier, and to me, it's funner. It's less time that you got to spend, I don't know, doing other random missions and stuff. But yeah, I did that. And then last night, I'm like, you know what? What's that? Is it bounty? I don't know. Whatever. It's the horde mode that they have. However many levels you can get through with the, like a Gears of War horde mode. So I'm like, let me play that. And then I got on, like, threw the headphones on because I could hear people talk. Like, man, like, before I knew it, people were joining my game. I had some guy from Brazil and a couple other people, in there, helping out. And I don't know, we had a blast. I ended up just playing like 2 rounds of that. I don't even know what round we made it to. Like, I think it might have been round 10 or something. Yeah, but that mode is fun. That's something I haven't fired up in like a year or so. Yeah, what else? Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I played that with Ryan yesterday, and I'm still in the same area. I just focus so much time on, Elden Ring. I need to finish that game. But, it's a good, fun shooter. So, yeah. But I think that's pretty much all. Oh, Ghost Nico sent me a game. He sent it to me a while ago, but we ended up playing, obviously, Satisfactory. Again, that's on my back burner for now. I think, again, I'm taking a break from that one. So, but it's called Imperium Galactic Survival. So, I know I fired it up at launch, but it's like, think of like 7 Days to Die with spiders, and, it's that spiders, not really big ones, but maybe those smaller dinosaurs, Jesus, not the big ones, but the small ones. But yeah, but it's got your like your hotbar, your 1 through 9, as far as like what items you hold. And, the map is more like, a round world like thing. It's got structures. And I know Ghost Nico said that I guess there are structures you can build, and he said spaceships and stuff. So yeah, I only played like an hour of it yesterday, just kind of get my feet wet and, just going around, just picking up cotton. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Definitely reminded me of 7 Days to Die. So yeah, I was shooting little spiders and, got a little portable heater. So obviously something to keep me warm before I build any structure. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's blocky. I'm not sure. It's got to be. So find out more. I'll probably play it with him this weekend. Hopefully get something going a lot faster. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I play, guys.
Oh, well, real quick, what I've been playing. So this week I kind of went back, of course, into Battlefield. We played some more of that. You just
can't stay away, can you?
Cannot stay away. Battlefield is like a toxic relationship,
It is for you.
Like you don't want to be with that person because they're really bad for you, but you go back to them because you don't know any better, right? Like you don't know any better, man. You just keep going back to the same fucked up shit, and then like 3 months later, you're telling your friends how fucked up your relationship is with this person, and then you're like, but I still went back to them because of whatever reason. That's what the Battlefield is. Anyways, but. This time, look, Battlefield's changed. They're a changed person this time, okay?
They are, huh?
They changed, okay? Really, they're better now.
Are you sure? Yeah. Be careful
they
now
changed,
what you
guys.
say next, okay? No.
Listen, they changed, guys, okay? They're different this time. It's different.
They apologize. I'm really worried about you.
They apologize. They text me at 3 a.m. apologizing. And then I went over there, at 3 a.m. Because they were apologizing, okay? That's what happened.
You had a good time for a little while, and then...
Had a good time, and then we're back. We're back together now, okay? Anyways, Battlefield. I played it, and yeah, it's fun. It's Battlefield. I'm playing the breakthrough mode more than anything else right now, and in the 2042 mode. So I've been playing that breakthrough, which is like you capture 2 points, you push the people back, you capture 2 points, either you're defending or attacking. And that mode it's a lot of fun, man. Me and Brink actually got into a match the other day. And it was wild, right? We were kind of joking around, and I locked in the Super Hind as my deployment, like as my spawn in. So I was the pilot of the it's like the Russian transport helicopter or whatever. And Brink was like, "Oh, I'm gonna spawn in there," because I'm like, "All right." So Brink spawned in the front gunner seat because that thing has like 3 guns. So it's 2 miniguns and the one in the front, which is the bigger gun. And dude, I kid you not, we were alive for like I would say for 3/4 of the match. We were flying around in the helicopter, we're fucking wrecking people, man. Like I think Brink was like 45-0 by the time we died.
Oh wow.
Dude, we were just fucking killing it, dude. We were just taking out other helicopters, fucking taking out people on the ground. And, like, people were shooting at us, obviously. People were trying to take us out because they realized, like, hey, these fuckers are pretty good in this helicopter. So we had a lot of people targeting us, but somehow, I don't know, we just kept avoiding the missiles and, like, popping flares and, like, repairing and flying around. Dude, we were alive forever, it felt like. That match was kind of fun. That was a Brink and Jesus Battlefield match, like, those are the matches that we usually have when we play together. We'll do, there's either one or two things. We either do really bad or we're like fucking God mode and do really good because we like click and we're just both on top of our shit, and we're both just fucking everybody up. It's one or the other, so Brink is usually the gunner when I fly around. And, it's always been that way, man. Since, like, I want to say the first time I ever gamed with Brink, really, was back in, I don't know if you remember Battlefield 3, Mayo, but in Battlefield 3, there was like, a co-op mode. There was a legit, like, co-op missions. Yeah, they were, like, co-op single-player missions. So it was you versus AI, but they were really difficult. And one of the missions specifically was... you had to fly an attack helicopter into like a village, like in Iraq or something, and like you had to provide air support for like the Marines on the ground or whatever. So you were flying this attack helicopter. It was like nighttime, and so you would see the friendlies, like the Marines on the ground, like raiding a building, and they would like have little strobe lights on them, so you couldn't shoot them. And then you'd have to take out all the people with like RPGs and like people hiding in the buildings and people hiding on rooftops and shit. Or if they said, hey man, we need air support over here on this, there's a fucking like a Jeep with the fucking machine gun on the back. You need to take it out. You would like fly over there and shoot the fucking Jeep up or whatever, or take out a tank. And like I remember that mission, I was struggling with it. And then Brink hopped in one day, and like that was the first time me and Brink gamed together, man. Like he was the gunner, I was the pilot, and we fucking like did that mission. And then I'm pretty sure after that, we like just did for like that day, we just did all the co-op missions. We just kept doing all the different co-op missions. They were like it was a lot of fun, playing, and during that time, it was just me and him because it was co-op. So it was just me and him in the party. And that's kind of how we became friends or whatever. Like, it's kind of how we fucking started talking, like, hey man, whenever you're on Battlefield again, let's play. And he was like, all right, sure, let's play. And now fucking 12 years later, we're still talking to that fucker. But, yeah. Battlefield. We were playing that. And, yeah. So usually when I hop in a helicopter, I'll tell Brink, hey, man, next time you die, just spawn on me or whatever. I know, you'll be the gunner or whatever, So, just usually what we do. And that match, it was like one of those old school Battlefield moments for us where we were just destroying people, man. And it was pretty epic. It was pretty epic. But one of the modes that I kind of want to commend right now, Battlefield for having, DICE for putting it in the game, is called a Battlefield Classic 2042, which is kind of like you're playing on old Battlefield maps, but you're playing with the 2042 soldiers. So it's the modern soldiers on old maps. So you're playing on Battlefield 3 maps and Battlefield 4. I believe they're Battlefield 3 maps and Battlefield Bad Company maps. Because, there's Bad Company maps and then there's Battlefield 3 maps. And one thing that's cool about those maps, when they brought them into this game, when they remastered them or whatever and put them in this game, they kept all the destruction. So all the destruction that you remember from Battlefield Bad Company is there for the most part. Like, it's really there. And same with Battlefield 3. Like, all the destruction on the maps you remember, like on Caspian Border or No Shark Canals, these maps, they still have all that destruction. So it's kind of cool being able to like see buildings collapse and taking out buildings and taking out structures, you know, when you're in a helicopter flying by and shooting the shit out of something, because you don't see that in Battlefield 2042 a lot. There's a little bit of destruction, but not like the destruction in Battlefield 2042 is way toned down from the previous games. And like playing that the other day, I jumped into a match with Iams actually, and he was in one of these servers, and me and him were playing, and I was like, dude, this mode is actually really fun because it feels like I'm playing an old game with new characters, soldiers in it or whatever. But like it's still those old maps, you know, and they're really well made and they're remastered and they're great. They look amazing on the PC. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun playing with Iams there. I mean, we weren't talking, we were just in the game together, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. And I kind of went back to play a little bit of that today myself, you know, some of those old maps. The one thing that I do not like about that mode, though, is that I don't seem to get a lot of XP playing that. Like, I get maybe like 5,000 to 7,000 XP or whatever per match, which the matches are way shorter than Battlefield 2042 matches, but I don't get a lot of XP. So it's kind of like a trade-off there. Like, you're having a better time on the maps because they're better maps. You're really liking it, but you don't get as much XP, you know? So that's the only downside to that. Where when I play a Battlefield match of Breakthrough on the 2042 mode, Breakthrough, like I'll get like fucking 15 to 20,000 XP easy, dude. Like, you know, because you just get ribbons and ribbons and ribbons for flying the helicopters or for killing people or for you got gun unlocks or whatever, you know, just spotting people, whatever. You just get random ribbons all the time. And it feels like in the other mode, you just don't get it as much. But I'm liking Battlefield. It's fun.
Oh, getting the call. Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So anyways, besides that, Gunny, you know, I played a game called Frostpunk. And damn it, Gunny, if I cannot beat that stupid fucking mode called Last Autumn, it is insane to me how hard that mode is. It is so hard. It is hard as fuck. I have not figured out how to beat it yet. I don't want to look up tips. I want to figure it out because every of the other modes, I've beat it at least once or twice. All the other modes, like the standard mode, the one on the edge of the world or whatever, where like everything's like on the edge. There's one called like Cliffs or something where like everything's kind of spaced out between bridges. And like I beat that mode. I beat that one and I beat a bunch of them. I can't beat the Last Autumn. So I need to play it till I figure out the strategy behind it. I'm thinking that it's just that the workers, I need to keep them happy because they will go on strike a lot and then they unionize and then they go on strike and then they fucking don't want to work. And they're like, oh, make the place safer, do this, do that. And like, and then you got a deadline. Like the game has a deadline you have to meet. Like it'll have like deadlines. It'll be like, first deadline is this. You got to have like the structure of the fucking hole that you're building. You got to have that built within like 30 days. And you got to have the next part built within 60 days and the next part within 90 days. So you got all these like deadlines to meet, but if you don't meet, like I think you can miss the first one. If you miss one deadline, the game will be like, okay, you missed the deadline, but we'll give you another chance. Try not to miss your deadline again. If you miss it again, the game is over. The game is like, oh, fuck you. You failed. You're fired. You're getting sent back to England or whatever, you know, to get killed by the fucking royal family or whatever the fuck, because you failed, you failure. So I don't know, man.
I never bought Last Autumn. I don't know why. I just never
you're not dealing with the frost like the other mode is, where like you're dealing with the cold. In this one, you're dealing with toxic fumes and shit that are coming out of this hole that you're building the generator on. It's like a mine shaft or like a big hole on the ground that you got to build this generator on. And you're just dealing with like toxic shit, like toxic fumes, or like one of the events that always occurs is the cave blows up as your workers are working to build the first structure of the bottom or whatever structure, like the support or whatever for the thing. As they're building it, you'll have an event that occurs where the cave blows up, Gunny, and they tell you, like, okay, there's 3 things you can do. One is you can send a team down there to rescue them, but to do that, you got to have enough steel to be able to do that, right? Like, you got to have enough spare steel. Like, it'll say you can do that, but you're going to lose like 400 steel by doing this. You got to have that much steel already, like. And the steel in that mode, you cannot manufacture. You got to import it to the docks. You got to bring it in the docks. So if you haven't been bringing in steel from the beginning of the game, guess what? You don't have enough to do this shit, Gunny. You know, because at the same time, the game does start you off with like some steel on the map already, like shit that's been piled up there that you can use up right away.
Scrap.
But all that shit gets used up like by building the houses and building the buildings and building like the sawmill and building like the shit you need to get the stuff going, right? Like you build a dock that takes like 50 steel or whatever. Like it all takes steel to build. So when the stupid blow up happens or whatever, you cannot send a rescue team down there. So then the other option is to blow up the cave in. And by doing that, you'll be able to rescue some of the people out of there. But by blowing it up, you're setting back progress of, like, say if when the blow up happened, you're like the production of the steel support or whatever was at 75%, it'll drop down to 25% because you lose 50% progress or whatever, or some shit like that. You use like 50% of the progress that was made is lost by blowing it up. And the other one is like, just let them die, just like. Leave him down there. Fuck it. Like, that's your thing. And like,
so does it? I mean, I assume it has like some sort of, hope and what's the other? Not hope, but disdain or whatever they call it in the game.
Yeah, hope and like people are angry at you or whatever. Yeah, I don't know if it's called disdain. Discontent.
So if you choose option 3, right, let them go. I'm sure that discontent's really going to.
Oh yeah, no hope or whatever like drops dramatically. It's not called hope in that game. It's called motivation. Like how much motivation your workers have. That fucking motivation bar goes to like near nothing, dude. And the fucking discontent goes like way up. And then people are like, well, they're just going to let us fucking die at work. Like, why the fuck should we even be working? You know what I mean? Like, people start, like, saying, like, if our fucking boss is going to let us die if something happens. Like, what the fuck, you know?
There is no hope.
But then, like, all your character says is, like, we must move, you know? Like, we got to keep going. Like, it's for the queen. It's for the country. It's for the world. Like, we got to save the world or whatever. Like, we got to save our country because the whole point of this mode is that you know the frost is coming, right? Yeah. So you're trying to build these generators. And like some people that are working on the project, they're like, there's no frost coming. It ain't really happening, is it? Like, nah, like ain't no way this big frost is coming. You're full of shit. But then other people are like, no, man, this shit's coming. Like, we got to fucking get this done. We got to like save the people, you know? And there's people that are like there's like another event that occurs in the game where like this guy, his daughter, his wife is really sick back in England. And it's like, she's really sick and she's about to die. And she sent him a letter saying like, hey, I want to see you one last time before I die. And your decision is, do you send him back on the next boat to England? Or do you keep him? You know, and then if you send, but the thing is, he's an engineer. He's not just like a worker, Gunny, you know?
Yeah.
He's a fucking engineer. Yeah, and you only have a certain amount of engineers that you can bring in at a time, you know? So it's like, you lose an engineer, that's a doctor that goes away, you know? That's a researcher. You know? It's a big guy, you know, that goes away, and that slows everything down quite a bit, you know? So, I don't know, man. The game is difficult, though, and I haven't figured it out yet, but, you know... yeah. So anyways,
Frostpunk. It's one of those games where you just have to go in and do, 10... 20, 30 different like attempts, right? And then you'd be like, oh, okay, I kind of see, what I should be doing next, and what's going to work. But those games are hard. If you don't know what you're doing, what you should be doing next.
Yeah, definitely. But what else? That got me thinking, Gunny. Where does like steampunk come from? And like back in like the 1800s, there was steam robots. Did you know this? Did you guys know this, Mayo?
Maybe, because I'm not entirely surprised.
Like there was
maybe I did hear this before.
Like look at this thing. Look at this thing. I'm gonna send in the chat.
I think
look at that
engine,
thing.
But not
that. That is a robot, Mayo. What year do you think that robot was made in? It looks like Brink, dude. Like it has a big beard. This mother doesn't it look like Brink? That looks like Brink.
Yeah.
It looks like Brink, dude.
Brink's a robot.
Brink is a fucking robot. Listen, he's a robot from the 1900s, Mayo. From 1909. That was made in Germany in 1909, Mayo. You know that motherfucker? You know what he talked and he sang? And his eyeballs moved and shit.
That's probably the creepiest thing ever. I'm pretty sure even our doll toys even looked creepy back then. Can you imagine a talking one?
That thing used to sing. It says like this thing was like a robot made back in like 1909. It was a steam-powered robot that would actually sing and it would actually walk around and like it could move his eyeballs like a real person and it could blink. Isn't that fucking crazy? And I started looking like I went down this fucking rabbit hole, guys, of like robots and shit, Gunny. Dude, there's so many, Gunny. You go back in time, Gunny, you could find robots that were pulling wagons like in New York City and shit. There's like steam powered robots, dude, that would pull wagons instead of horses or use the dude, like I wonder
what led us into that revolutionary age, like but I know what you're saying. It was like pre-revolutionary as far as like industrial. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Like that's crazy to me. Like all this shit was around. Like there's some that were like in the 1860s and shit, dude. Like some robots were made in like the 1860s, Mayo and Gunny. Like what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Yeah, that is fucking insane to me, bro. I was just baffled by it, man. One of the other robots that one of the oldest ones, guys, was made in the 16th century.
What?
Mayo. All right, listen.
I thought they'd still be banging rocks and sticks.
Yeah, okay. Listen. King Philip II, who was the king of Spain at the time, says that his son, who was the heir to the throne, suffered a massive head injury when he was a kid. Like, super, like, holy shit, guys, we're going to lose the heir to the throne. How are we going to keep the royal bloodline going? We need a fucking heir to the throne. So, he vowed to God at the time that if his son lived, Gunny, he would create a miracle on earth. He would himself, as a fucking king, create a miracle. And you know what he did? His son lived. So he had to keep up his end of the bargain, Gunny. And this motherfucker had a little monk robot thing made for him that walks around. It like moves his lips and it moves his eyeballs and his fucking head. And it's like powered by like winding these coils up inside of it. And it walks around and it like moves his mouth like it's saying a prayer. And it moves his hands around and like it'll like fucking like it has like a rosary in its hand and like it'll like fucking like walk around and kiss the rosary and shit, dude. Isn't that crazy? That's like 400 years ago, man. That's over 200 years before America was even made, Mayo. All right? Isn't that insane?
It is.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like, wow. So I don't know. I just started thinking about like steampunk. Like I was like, where does that shit come from? Is it like fictional? Is it all like bullshit? Like did somebody make this up like comic books or something, like superheroes or some shit? No, man. Like that shit was real. It's just it was a real thing. Steam powered shit was a real thing, Gunny.
Right, and then when we think about railroads and just how I don't know if you want to say innovative, but that's what made America, right? As far as I don't know, and I'm assuming other countries as well. With
as far as expanding and how fast it could expand and fucking
steam railroad, yeah. Putting coal in there and crazy.
But the creepiest one is that bearded robot. That one is super creepy. That thing is creepy as shit.
Out of Ripley's Believe It or Not. I'm like, wait, is that real?
It does.
Has this been atoned, Jesus, by the Ministry of Disbelief or whatever it's called?
Yeah, it says here that thing could walk. It could make other human movements. It could speak. It could sing. It could whistle, and it could laugh. That is scary. That's from 1909, dude.
Damn, who is that? Nikolai fucking what's his name? I don't know.
It's some German inventor. Adolf Whitman.
It wasn't Albert Einstein. Okay.
It was not Albert Einstein or Nikola Tesla. What the fuck you were thinking? That's just, to me, it just baffled me, man. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. But speaking of ancient times, a game that I also played this week was Unreal Epic Battle Simulator or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Ultimate
I've
Epic.
been seeing gameplay of that recently. What's up? Is that game coming back or what? I think it's
Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, but this is the number 2. Number 2 just came out in alpha or beta or whatever. I think it's alpha. Early access on Steam is $15 or $12 or something. So yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that. So I pit what was it? So Gunny, the battle, the movie 300?
Yes.
Yeah. you know what the legend has it, Gunny, that in that war, and that not that war, but that battle itself, the Persian army, Gunny, had as many as 300,000 people in its army, in its standing army. They had 300,000 motherfuckers.
Wow.
At pretty much at Greece's door. They were like, hey, motherfuckers, we're here. We're here, and our king wants you to give up right now, or we're going to go to war with you, right now. And the Spartans, of course, being a bunch of badass motherfuckers, they went to the Oracle of Delphi and all. They went to the oracles and hey, man, hey, Oracle, tell me what I need to do, And the Oracle is like, fuck, you're fucked. You gotta fuck this battle. You are fucked, Mayo. You just stand a chance against 300,000 people. But you know what? You gotta go down fighting for Greece because it's your country, you gotta be badasses and fight. Like the Ukrainians are right now, you gotta put up a fight, right?
Yeah.
No matter how outnumbered you are and how badass the other military seems, you gotta stand your ground at some point, right? You just don't give up like a bunch of pussies. Anyways. So, in the movie 300, obviously, the movie says, there was only 300 guys here. That's kind of bullshit.
It was more than that. I think we're just
it was way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, there was 300, super badass, I think they were the kings or the fucking lord or whoever the fuck was they were the super motherfuckers, Spartans.
So the thing was, right, that they sent all 300 of their super elite. They left none behind. A couple, right? But
yeah,
maybe they for whatever reason.
But they sent all those motherfuckers, right? They sent all those motherfuckers out there. But there was also other Greeks with him or whatever. There was a bunch of other ones.
Well, you got to have cooks on your way there and chauffeurs and Uber drivers. Yeah.
Sure they had an Uber driver.
You got to bring some women with you.
They got to get to have the pilots of the airplanes, find them out there. They're steam powered robots.
You got to have someone walking in that van when it's really hot in front of your face.
Anyways, the total of the Greek army, the total amount was about 7,000 people. Right? That's pretty much what they could scrounge up at the time before they get the Congress or whoever the fuck, the the Republic fucking people or whatever, like before they can get everyone else to agree to send backup, like, all right, guys, we need backup, but this shit takes like back then, like armies would take like a long time to get across like Europe, dude, like months. We're talking like weeks, like you're not gonna move fucking 500,000 man army in 2 days to the border of a country and attack them. No, this took months. So I don't know. The motherfucking Greeks knew that the Persians were coming, so they kind of prepared. They're like, all right, we're gonna get 7,000 people and we're gonna fight these motherfuckers. But rumor has it at the time there was like about 300,000 of them. Now, some other people said that there was more than that. That like they had like more than 1 million people in their army. Yeah. Some say about 800,000. Like you think about how massive that army would have been back then, Gunny. Like just think about just 300,000 people coming at you. Like you know what I mean? Like 300,000 like people in battalions and formations and fucking. They had like all kinds of shit too back then, right? They did have like war elephants, and they had like fucking like big siege weapons and shit. They had like all these fucking huge things, coming with them as well. Pretty much. So the Greeks said, "Fuck you, we're not giving up, you bitches. Come fight us, you fucking pussies. Yeah, we're gonna fight all you motherfuckers, Mayo. All of you, you fucking Prius driving Persians." And and the Persians showed up. And the motherfuckers held their ground. For how long they held their ground, Gunny? 7,000 people.
To find out. How long did they hold out?
A week. Wow. Like an entire week, they were able to hold off a 300,000 man army. Maybe even more than that. Like, that's a long time, dude. Like, the Persians thought, like, dude, we're going to run over these guys in like a day. Like the fucking... the Xerxes or whatever, what the fuck was he? The emperor of Persia or whatever? Was he an emperor? I don't know what he was.
Probably.
Anyways, the guy leading them, he thought like, fuck, we're gonna run over these guys like in a day. Like I'm gonna take a nap. All right, guys, go attack these guys. God, oh man, all right, let's take a nap.
Leading a war is hard.
Yeah, like fuck, I'm gonna take a nap, and when I wake up, Mayo, I expect you to tell me that we won this battle and that we're gonna take over Greece. Like this is what I'm expecting. And the motherfucker woke up and he's like, "Holy shit, what in the fuck?" So
what did we get into?
What in the fuck? Who are we fighting? Who are these fucking robots we're fighting? All right, listen. The first attack, Gunny, happened with 5,000 archers.
Damn.
5,000 archers lined up and fired a barrage of arrows towards the Spartans from 100 yards away. So let's think about like a football field.
Yeah.
5,000 motherfuckers a football field away from you shooting arrows at you, man. All right. But you know what? Spartans were a bunch of badasses and they knew about arrows. Like, we know you pussies have arrows. We know you guys are going to use that pussy shit. So they all had helmets on and they had their shields and they did their super cool shield formation shit. And they blocked most of the arrows, if not all of them. Like, they really were ineffective, like the Persians thought, okay, 5,000 people shooting arrows, we're going to fucking destroy these dudes, right? We're going to kill at least 1,000 of these motherfuckers. And no, they pretty much killed nobody. They didn't do nothing. After that,
again, they're going in the shoulders, right? These Spartans are like, that's pussy shit right there.
Yeah. So the next attack was Xerxes was like, okay, all right, fuck, okay, we're gonna shoot these fucking arrows. These dudes didn't die. All right. Well, the next attack, Mayo, was Xerxes sent 10,000 of his soldiers at once to attack. And he told them that they must take them, either kill them or take them prisoners and bring their leader to him. So they went in, 10,000 motherfuckers, it was a frontal assault. Like, they were coming full, like, fucking head on, like, coming at you, fucking full strength. And you know what the Persians did? They started retreating into a fucking pass. And they kind of, like, got into a position where they couldn't be surrounded. They got into a position where they could only be attacked from the fucking front. Kind of like in the movie, right? Where, like, they're in that fucking, like, canyon thing or whatever. Yeah. So they did that. In real life, they did that. They backed up. And they had their fucking shields up, and they fucking backed into this fucking canyon thing, and they fucking fucked these dudes up. Like, they fucked them all up. They're a fucking bunch of pussies. They fucked them all up because the pretty much the guys that were attacking them were just attacking with, like, swords and shit, right? They really didn't have a lot of armor on. I mean, even though the Persian army was huge, only so many of their soldiers can have, like, armor. And only so many of them had actual shields and spears and like shit like that, right? But these first guys that Xerxes sent out there were kind of like, they're kind of like the weaklings. They're like, oh, we're gonna send you first, just in like, go ahead. You're like the first wave or whatever, like this is the easy mode for the Greeks, and they send them in, dude. But the Spartans did their super cool Spartan shit, and they fucked them all up, Mayo. They stood shoulder to shoulder with their shields, and they were superior in every way. They fucked them all up, and they had super cool spears that they would push through their shields or whatever, because they had a shield wall up, and they would push their spears through, and they would just kill, like, all of them, and then the next guys would come up running, boom, stab you with another fucking spear. Keep coming, stab you with another spear. All right? And then just the battles kept going like this, right? And you know what happened to the poor Spartans, Gunny?
No.
Yeah, you know what happened? They got fucking betrayed, bro. They got betrayed.
By who?
By some dude or whatever. Like, he just betrayed him. He was just like, fuck you guys.
What, he unlocked the back door or something for them to get in?
Well, he told the Persians, like he told Xerxes or whatever, or like the Persian commanders, hey guys, you guys are having a real hard time getting through this fucking canyon, right? Like, these guys are pretty good, right? Like, they're kind of fucking you up. I know a back door where you can flank them and you can fuck them up. And it's kind of like in the movie where the dude went and whatever, and he like fucking told him or whatever. Oh, yeah. But yeah, pretty much they got surrounded and got killed, and yeah, they got killed. At the end, they all died.
Spartan.
Yeah, and Leonidas actually died in the battle. King Leonidas or whatever. He died in battle, dude. He, like, went down with his guys, man, like a fucking bad motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
He was shot down by Persian archers, and, the Greeks took possession of his body. Yeah.
Damn.
And, yeah. Anyways.
Damn good movie, guys.
Yeah.
We need a second one.
There is a second one.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah. The second one, I don't think it's as good as the first one, though.
What's it called?
It's called 300 again, but it's something like the 300. What's something else, right? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, man. I mean, pretty much like they're saying that with that like that back door or whatever that the Persian army had, Xerxes like commanded like all of his archers, pretty much all of them, like thousands of them, to like get on top of the mountain. And while they were being like, so while the Persians were fighting both sides, they had like they say upwards of like 10,000 soldiers surrounding them. There was also like a bunch of archers on the fucking top of this fucking mountain around them, fucking shooting arrows down at them. So, like, can you imagine? Like, these motherfuckers were badass, Gunny. Like, they were not, like, your fucking typical, like, weak-ass soldier. These guys were, like, elite motherfuckers, dude. Like, yeah. You were saying like
yeah, of course. Now you know why the overkill, right? What's the right? You need overkill to kill Spartans.
Yeah, those guys are super beast mode, and actually two of the Xerxes or whatever, two of his brothers died in that battle. You know, they were part of the commanders of the attacking forces that were attacking the fucking Spartans, and the Spartans fucked them up. Fuck you, dude. We're gonna fucking kill you guys, you bunch of losers. Anyways, the whole reason I brought that up was because in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, whatever the fuck it's called, 2, you can actually pick Spartans as one of your starting army, and like the next you can also pick the Persians as another army. And I decided to simulate that battle. So I lined up 7,000 Spartans on one side and 300,000 Persians on the other. And dude, in the game, had the Spartans, like, had I been able to put up like some kind of canyon around them, because I don't know if I was able to even do that, because they're like these huge maps that you can put these soldiers on or whatever and just watch them fight. Had I been able to put them like in a pass, I think they would have killed all of the Persians. Because dude, like, I started the battle and like, I want to say for like the first 3 minutes of the battle, when the actual like Persian army got to the Spartan army, like no fucking Spartan died for like 2 minutes. It was like within the first 3 minutes, there was like 2,000 Persians dead. Like they were just fucking them up and that shit, dude. It was just getting wrecked, Mayo and Gunny, just wrecked. And I was actually surprised how well my PC ran this, because like you may think, oh well, that doesn't seem like a lot of soldiers, like 300,000 against 7,000. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're running it in this game, it's a lot, dude. Like. Yeah. There's so like you look at the guys that are 7,000 and then you turn around and look at the guys that are 3. You're like, there ain't no way these guys stand a chance. These guys do not stand a fucking chance. Like the entire Persian army surrounded them, and I think in the end, of course, the Persian army won because the Spartan, they were surrounded. You know, they were gonna just the numbers game, right? Yeah, like you got 300,000, and you got 300,000, and you got 7,000, but by the time the last Spartan died in the game, they had killed like 95,000 Persians, dude. Damn. They killed like almost a third of the entire army. They fucking just, all of them, they just fucking killed them. Like, it was nuts. And then you can also put like British, I think they called them redcoats. They could put the redcoats in the game. You can have them fight like zombies, or you can have them fight like World War II soldiers. There's German World War II soldiers, and there's American World War II soldiers, and there's different type. So there's an American World War II assault soldier, and there's also an American World War II shotgun soldier, and there's also like another one of the like fantasy. Modern soldiers are like I think there's a modern one. It's like modern times. I think those are like
is this game like the last one where it's got like ninja, like
sorta?
Can you be Samurai like, Jesus in this game? Well, I know it's sort of runs the game, lets it run after.
But you can take control of like somebody in the field. Like if you zoom in on somebody, you could press F or whatever, and they'll let you take control of that person, and you can use them run around.
But it's still like an auto battler, right? Well,
yeah, it's auto.
Name for this
sorta. It's just like I would say like a simulator almost. Well, it is a simulator, right? What is a sim? It is a simulator, right? That's what it's called. Yeah. You just you simulate the battle, right? And then, like I said, the maps are not that great though, because there's not a lot of like, in my opinion, realistic scenarios where battles would sort of take place. I mean, like, it's all open areas, really. Like, one of them is Egypt, kind of like, so you got like the pyramids and like a little town, but the rest is just like fucking sand dunes and like nothing but sand. And there's another area that's like just sand. There's another area that's like fields. There's Mount Olympus, which is just a big mountain and like bunch of valleys and shit around, and like nothing.
The first game was just the same map. It's just different.
Yeah. And like I said, there's not a lot of soldiers. There's different types, but not a whole bunch of them. I'm assuming obviously the game is an alpha. They're gonna add probably a shitload more or whatever. You can fight like T-Rexes and chickens, and I'm sure there's mods out there where you can put a mod in where you can like have Chuck Norris fight whoever.
Yeah, I remember messing around with the Chuck Norris mod and he had him fighting like chickens. And I remember the chickens were flying everywhere. You could take control and he'd run around. And I remember Chuck Norris was like super OP, like nothing could beat him. Like you could drop a nuke on him and he wouldn't die. So he was pretty much indestructible.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool seeing that. I think one of the things I did, I put what was it? 10,000 Persians against I put 1 million Persians against 10,000 redcoats. And dude, they cannot get even close. like the fucking people with guns were just shooting them before they even got close to them. Like it literally took I want to say 5 minutes of them running at full speed running at them for them to fucking even get close enough to kill one redcoat. like that long. It took him thousands were dead, dude. Thousands. It's what? And it's kind of crazy because the game doesn't run that bad for having that many things going on the screen at once. There's a lot, dude. One thing I don't like is the camera speed is really slow. And I wonder if that's just because it's an alpha or because, obviously moving the camera too fucking fast would probably reduce performance to nothing. That's what I'm assuming it is. You can't move the camera really fast because the performance would be shit. But the music is kind of epic. They got this epic music playing or whatever. And you got this fucking battle going on. You're like, fuck, this is dope. And yeah. I mean,
that is something. Yeah, it's a fun game. I want to check out number 2. The first one was one map, but yeah, try the different military people, and I don't know. Yeah, I'll check the second one out. I think that first one's still on Game Pass. So, but
I looked at the first one on Steam, and the workshop has 300 items you can download. So you can download different mods. They have Star Wars troopers, stormtroopers. They have the Imperial Scouts. They got super battle droids. They have Deadpool. So it even has a rating. So he's got 33,000. Deadpool has 33,000 health, 900 damage, and stuff. And they have a dragon. They have Predator, Venom from Marvel, Spider-Man. They have cool. Lord of the Rings. They have the Soldier of Gondor.
Yeah. I think do they have Superman in there?
I'm not gonna be surprised because I'm scrolling through. I'm seeing a lot of superhero characters. I'm seeing
where's Bat?
Planet Hawk. I'm seeing Captain America, Wolverine, Thanos.
Spider-Man Superman versus Chuck Norris. Who would win?
Let me see.
Who would win, Gunny?
I'm gonna go Chuck Norris.
What? I think Superman would win.
Yeah.
He's Superman.
You would think Superman would just once he hits,
he would just fly full speed at you and punch you and you split you in half and you're dead.
You would think he would just explode, right? Because you're just bone and flesh and crap. But
he's indestructible, right?
Well, I would think he would just hit you with lasers. You can't withstand lasers.
Yeah.
Those red
lasers shoot you. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, and then you'd be dead, right? Just right there, you can't withstand that.
Why did he never do that to Batman? Why didn't he just laser?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, laser that motherfucker and blow up his car, fuck him up,
and be like, now what, fucker?
Yeah, now what, Batman? You're just a rich emo
now.
They have Master Chief on here. You can have a whole army of Master Chiefs.
Nice.
I'm just
scrolling through.
Like I said, I don't know. I think Superman would win most fights, especially with Batman. Who the fuck? Why is that even a thing? Why does Batman have to fight Superman? Superman would totally kick Batman's ass, dude. As much as I like Batman, all right, Batman is just a rich emo, dude.
Yeah.
They have Mario in here as well.
You know, like he's just a rich emo guy that's really sad all the time, and he wants justice, and he's vengeance, and he's gonna fight you because you did something wrong.
Hey, what's that TV show? Something Boys?
The Boys.
The Boys! Season 3's out, isn't it? Or it's coming out?
Something Boys. It comes out this, I believe, June or July. I forget which one. June or July 22nd or something like that.
Yeah.
They were talking about it. Oh, that show's going to be good, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like that show's going to go like nuts next season because wasn't that where the Homelander guy, like the main super guy, whatever it is, didn't he lose his shit last season? Like at the last episode was like, he pretty much killed all the people that controlled him, and he's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'm a bad guy. Fuck all of you now, like you motherfuckers. What are you gonna do to me? I'm fucking Homelander. You know?
Yeah.
Like in reality, you think anybody okay, Gunny, do you really think if there was a person that had those superpowers, they would be good? No. Fuck no. If people had superpowers like that, there wouldn't be like that many good people. Exactly. You would do whatever the fuck you want, and no one, absolutely no one, would stop them.
Yeah.
It's like,
there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing.
But that's it.
Because it's like you remember one of the episodes of The Boys. I believe it was last season or maybe the first season, where like there's like a bunch of terrorists in like in Iraq or Afghanistan. They're like in this village, and they all have like all these RPGs and shit, Mayo, right? And they're like holding these people, like I think they're holding like American soldiers hostages or something. And like they're all like all these dudes with like AKs and guns and shit, you know. And fucking Homelander just lands in the middle of all of them and waves at them, and he fucking just starts killing them all, dude. Like fucking ripping them in half and shit, like shooting his lasers at them and shit. Fucking just fucks them all up in a matter of like 10 seconds. Like he's not even trying. Like he's just like yawning while he's doing it. He's like, oh, okay, I guess.
Didn't he accidentally like laser a bystander or something?
Yeah, he did that a few times.
Or one of the hostages. But I guess it was on record, right? Or on camera, and then people were like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah. And also the time where
it's just a rating. My rating is going to go down anyway. I don't care.
He doesn't care. He's like, whatever. Like, we'll pay out the family for that accident. God, okay, guys. You watch that show, Mayo, The Boys?
Yes, I did.
That show is really good.
I think the part that got me the most with The Boys was when he was on the airplane with, is it Mav? What's her name?
Yeah, the chick Mav. Yeah,
that was fucking crazy.
That part was fucked up.
Hey, Mav was like, you know what? Don't you want to save like all the people on this big this big jet?
Well, wasn't the whole point of the thing was they got to the plane because there was a hijacking, right? And they got in there. I think that's what it was. There was a hijacking on the plane, and there was these dudes on there with like box cutters or some shit. So they go up to the plane while it's in midair, Mayo, and they open the door open, and they're in there, and like the dudes with the guns or whatever are trying to shoot at them, and that dude pretty much he like laser beams these guys, but when he laser beams the guy in the front of the plane, the lasers go through him,
pilot, right?
And they go through the door, they go through the pilot, and they go through the controls, like the controls of the plane. So the plane starts to like fucking obviously crash because there's no controls to it. Like the fucking shit's blown up. So like the plane starts to go down and the people are freaking out. And he's like, well, you guys all have about like 2 minutes left to live. Good luck.
Yeah.
And the other chick is like, what? She's like, we're not going to try to save him. And he's like, what do you want me to do? He's like, it's a fucking plane. Like I can't fucking, he's like, what do you want me to do? There's like fucking 300 people on this plane. You want me to fucking fly all of them out of my back out of here? Like he pretty much told her that, like, what do you want me to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like what would you do in a situation?
Right? Because he kept telling Matt, like, why don't you just stay here with these people and I'll see you later. You can die.
Yeah.
Well, she wouldn't die, but she would just,
He's like, why don't you try to fucking save him all? Like, I can't fucking save him. He's like, I'll carry you out of here, but I'm not going to carry all of them out of here because that's what it was, right? Because she can't fly, and he carried her with him right into the plane,
right,
or whatever, and like he could fly, but she can't. And he's like, what the fuck you want me to do? Fly all these people out of here on my back? Like, there's no fucking way, dude. I felt really bad for the lady that was crying with her daughter, like her little girl.
Right, it was a very emotional.
And she's like,
the people.
Yeah, she's like, just help my kid, just take her, like take my daughter off of the plane, just one person. And he's like, no, fuck you, we're taking nobody off this plane. Like everyone's dying. Bye.
Well, they didn't want any bystanders, right? Or witnesses.
Right, no witnesses. Yeah, and Matt was like having nightmares every night. Yeah,
because the whole reason was he didn't want any witnesses, because he was like saying that if anyone survived that plane crash, he's like, look, they're gonna say we fucked up and we like overdid this.
Yeah,
and they're gonna say that I shouldn't have used my laser beams or whatever in the plane. He's like, I probably shouldn't have, but I did. Fuck it. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's too late now, Like, so yeah, that episode was fucked up. But I like the boys a lot. I like the main character guy or whatever, the Irish dude or British dude or whatever. He's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. I forget his name, but he's good.
I forget his name too. He's really good though. He's really fucking good. Yeah, he's a famous actor, isn't he? He's like a pretty popular.
Yeah, he was in what was it, Star Trek? I think the movies, not the originals, but
I know I've seen him in other shit as well. He does really good in that show. He's really good. I just don't see how they stand the chance against that Homelander guy.
Yeah. And it's a weird relationship, that Homelander's got with his wife, and
that's not his wife. That's his girl. Oh, that's his ex-wife, right? Like
no.
Right.
So if you remember, I don't think this is spoiler alerts for anybody that hasn't watched, but I think we've spoiled enough of the show where like he's married to this chick, and then she, I guess, just disappeared.
She has his kid, right?
Homeland took her and kidnapped her.
The government did, or the company he works for did, right? They put her like in that one base, right?
I don't know. I thought Homelander kidnapped. Who knows, right? But then he's like, hey,
the company he works for, that whatever whatever it's called, that fucking Avengers company he works for, took her and they put her in that camp thing where she has like a house,
right? So maybe Homeland took her to that house and then had her.
The way I took it was he got her pregnant. But because their kid is going to have superpowers, they think not the government, but the Avengers company place that Homelander works for, took her and put her there. Like they put her there and her kid there because they realized like this kid can't grow up around other kids, because if the motherfucker has superpowers, people are going to know who he is. Like fucking Homelander's kid, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker has, but like the lady never told him he had superpowers until Homelander showed up one day and he was like, hey motherfucker, I'm your dad and you have superpowers. Right. Let's go.
I remember gosh, that was another moment. He threw his kid off the roof. I was like, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, this show is brutal.
He was trying to make him fly, huh?
Yes.
He kicked him off the roof or some shit.
Yes. I was like, what the actual fuck? Did they just show this happen to a kid? I mean, I know it's a TV show. But.
That dude is, like I said, Homelander is fucked up, dude. Yeah. The other character that was kind of cool was the Black Noir guy. That guy was pretty cool. All those characters were funny to watch. But we'll see what happens. I'm kind of sad that the Nazi chick died. The lady who was the Nazi or whatever. Yeah. That she died. Because she was like a bad person, but she was like a likable bad person, right?
Absolutely, she was.
Yeah, she was like a super likable, kind of like Homelander. Homelander's a bad guy, but he's a likable bad motherfucker.
He's got a great smile, doesn't he? Another one. From
he does. By the way. He does have a great smile. That motherfucker's Captain America as fuck. Yes. Like blonde hair, blue eye, fucking wearing the American flag on his cape and shit. Fucking super America.
I mean, he gets in front of that camera. He is like, hello, America. Look what terrorists did to our country.
Yeah. He's really good at it. I love that show, man. You just reminded me. I really, really miss that show. I'm glad it's coming back, though. Season 3. I'm so looking forward to it.
I just saw a trailer. That's why I brought it up. And we were talking.
What I'm wondering, though, is I'm going to assume that in this next season, he's going to be looking for his son, right? Because the last season, didn't it end where the one guy took because remember his wife got killed by the Nazi chick, and then the little boy, his son, or Homelander's son, killed the Nazi chick with his laser beam or whatever.
Right.
And then the other dude took the son, right? And he gave him to the government or something, to like the U.S. government, because the U.S. government, don't they like declare Homelander a threat or something? They said like he was like not like he's a fucking terrorist, pretty much.
Yeah, that lady came and got him, right? That lady from the CIA or something, or FBI.
Yeah, she's like from. Yeah, she has to be like from. I'm assuming it's the CIA, right? Because like
I think that's who.
Because
he used to work for them.
Yeah, because the Congress or whatever, like weren't they having like those meetings, and that's when everyone got killed in Congress, and then didn't they like declare that like all the superheroes should be like illegal, like they should be banned or whatever because of whatever reason, like they should all be arrested. I'm pretty sure that's what happened when all the congressmen died. Because remember they were having that Congress meeting?
Oh, yes. Okay.
And then their heads start blowing up or whatever on live TV. And everyone's like, what the fuck is going on, you know?
Right.
And like the president was freaking out. Everyone's freaking out because all these people are dying like on live TV, you know, in front of everyone.
They're just popping, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like the end of the season was where like the government declared Homelander a threat or something and whatever. I wonder what's going to happen, like if he's going to go against the government or whatever and just fuck people up. Anyways, why are we going on a lot of tangents on the
show? We have.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides all that, I played some of those games. What else did I play this week? What else did I play? I played a little bit more Ready or Not. Still, the next big update, Mayo, looks really cool. They're adding a new crackhead to the meth house. He's a big bearded hobo-looking guy, but they're saying that they're going to change the way the some of the AI looks in the games, like so the way some of the civilians look, at least, to be able to distinguish like between each map, or like you're going to be able to more easily distinguish if a good guy is a good guy or a bad guy, kind of by the way they look. I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's what they said their goal is. And also to make the AI look a little bit different between each map, because they said obviously like you're not going to have like really rich looking people in a crack house, you know, like, you know, or whatever, you know, like you're going to have like really nice dressed people in a crack house. It's just not like kind of realistic, you know. So they're doing that or whatever to the game. But they delayed that update. It was going to come out this month. They now just delayed it till the first week of June. So I'm kind of excited to see what they say. They say it's going to be their biggest update yet. And they also said that they're adding textures to that one level where it's like that mansion or whatever. Kind of like that 3-story mansion where the party is going on. They're adding textures to that now. And also to the nightclub. So the nightclub will be finished as far as the map goes. And so will the mansion. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. And I played a little bit of Halo this week, actually, man. I actually went into Halo 5. Is it not 5? What's it called? The new one. Halo... the fuck is it called? Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite. I went into Halo Infinite this week. Played a little bit of that. It's actually pretty fun. The multiplayer... I was just playing the multiplayer, of course, and it's actually quite a bit of fun, man. Like no kidding. I actually had a good time. Like, I was playing whatever control zone or whatever that mode is called, where like the points spawn on the map and you got to control them or whatever. I was playing that mode, like 4 versus 4 or whatever, or 5 versus 5. I don't know whatever the fuck it is. But I wasn't doing too bad, man. Like, I actually was doing okay. Like, I thought I was going to do way worse because I suck at Halo, to be honest. And I was doing all right. Like, I was getting kills and shit. Yeah, I wasn't doing too bad. So, yeah. Anyways, that's all I played, man. That's all I fucking played. I probably played more, but that's all I remembered I played. Right? I probably played more, but that's all I remember. So, anyways.
All right. I can jump in where I've been playing here. Not a whole lot, but... going backwards just from my week, I ended up, I know we talked about it off the show, Jesus, about getting together and playing some Outriders, because we talked about it last week and kind of got my interest back in the game. So I did fire it up on the Xbox Game Pass on PC. I did own this game already on Steam. I had a maxed out character, and I haven't touched it for almost a year. So jumping back into the game, like I started fresh. You know, I got on Game Pass, so maybe you could play with either you or somebody else online from the community or whatever. But so I went with a completely different type of character. I think last time I went with the Devastator class, which is like a tank class. And I went ahead and went with the Pyro class this time. It's like a mid-range character for your damage and stuff. And I played it, skipped through all the cutscenes, and played it up to like level like 9 or 10. And I had a really good time with it again, going back through and playing it again. Just how fun that game actually kind of is. Like it's actually a really good game on Game Pass. Like it's something that, if you've never played, definitely I would look at checking it out, because it's basically, I consider it a sci-fi version of The Division. Is probably the best way to describe this game, because it's a cover shooter. You're getting tons of different guns that drop, and you got different builds. You can customize your build and stuff, but it's just like a sci-fi Division, and it was a good time. Like just going through, I was enjoying it, and even just playing by myself, and
probably a little bit more like, a Division with something linear though, right? Would you say?
Yeah, I mean, Division is kind of linear once you got into I want to say like an event, like you would do in the events in Division 2, where you would go into you'd have like a mission, and you'd have to go to this exact room, and you go in a gated area, and it would be kind of linear for the most part. You just had that big 3D world to explore. Where this, you still do that too, actually. Like you have this 3D world you can go around through in your map and pick up your quests and stuff. I was able to do it a little smarter than I think I did last time, because now that I know how the mechanics of the game work a lot better, I would pick up a whole bunch of quests and then just go out on the map and then collect them all in one shot, go through and then go back and turn them all in at one time, instead of going back and forth all the time, like I did before, like my first time playing through it. And so kind of like that MMO mentality, going out there and picking up a whole bunch of quests, going out there, completing them all, and then going back into town and redeeming them all in one shot, and just kind of going through the game that way. But I was enjoying it. Again, the shooting feels really good with mouse and keyboard. It's very satisfying, that precision aiming, with mouse and keyboard, because the way the game kind of plays, it's that cover shooter. So when you're on cover, your character's not moving, so you just kind of have that free aim, and it's just really fun. It's just headshots galore. But and then you have your abilities and stuff. And
so you suggest you play on PC to use a sniper?
Oh yeah, if I was you, Jesus, I'd definitely play it on PC with mouse and keyboard.
Okay.
On the Game Pass, it's definitely, even like the Division. I would play the Division 2 on PC over console. I mean, maybe that's my preference over with mouse and keyboard.
That's me, right?
But the controls feel amazing with mouse and keyboard. So it seems like a really good game for that.
I definitely enjoy my time more PC with the.
I continue playing the Switch this week. Still playing the Switch Sports, and the game keeps growing on me. At first I was disappointed by all the lack of cosmetics. Again, I was talking about last time, and they just keep adding more. They added a new card with more unlocks. They have new bodies now for your characters. They have like a squirrel body you can unlock, and it just gives you a reason to play online, and then keep coming back to play to unlock these items on these cards. If you unlock every item on the card you're picking, you can get a suit. It's like a set piece. Can
you unlock
them back or not? But
can you unlock these items playing single player?
You can play single player online, but you can't unlock them playing local single player. So like there's three options when you first launch the game. You have your online, you have local, and then you have I can't remember what the third one was. It's something to do with like multiple players. Like it's another way of playing local, but it might be with just like multiple people or something. Or no, it's multiple people online. So you can play with a friend that has another account, and they can play online with you. But I've been playing online by myself, doing the bowling and volleyball and stuff. It's kind of fun. It will make a teammate for you, so it will auto search and you'll get a teammate. And so like you'll play with some other person, at random. And you actually have a ranking system in the game. So as you continue to rank up, it gives you harder level competition. So you can lose rank and you can gain rank. So as you play poorly in a higher rank, you'll de-rank a little bit, and you'll kind of keep in your own skill level, I guess you want to call it that. So it's actually kind of growing on me. Like The soccer was actually kind of cool. My son is over today, and my daughter and her boyfriend came over, so the four of us were actually playing the bowling and the soccer and stuff. You can do like 4-person soccer and 4-person volleyball, and we were actually having a pretty good time with it. We did the 4-person tennis as well.
Nice.
And it was actually pretty fun. You just got to have extra Joy-Cons, unfortunately, if you're going to play with 4 people. That's an investment there a little bit, I guess. But don't use the leg strap thing. I don't have that.
For the Joy-Cons, do you have to have the one Joy-Con with the IR, or can you use both of the Joy-Cons?
You can use. What do you mean? I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Like each little Joy-Con, you can separate it. You know, like how you have 2 on the Switch.
Yeah.
Each one is a controller. So.
Okay.
Each person would have their own. So that would be enough for 2 people. Then I have 2 other Joy-Cons. I have like the yellow and blue ones. And then those are for players 3 and 4. So each one of those little Joy-Cons is per person. So for $40 actually, I'm kind of digging the game. It's actually a lot like the old Switch Sports. It has the sword fighting and
the old Wii Sports, right?
Yeah, the Wii Sports. It has sword fighting. They added, I think that was from the Resort game, maybe the Wii Resort game. I want to say they had fencing or something like that, but it's pretty much the same thing. But the addition of the soccer is kind of cool. And then knowing golf is coming, and hopefully maybe they'll add the boxing and stuff down the road too. That'd be kind of dope to see if they continue to add to this a little bit, and if it's just free DLC, just free games add to it, be really neat. And also too, Jesus, when you play online, you can select multiple games. So like I can select like bowling, volleyball, and like badminton, and you can do an order of preference. And then when you search, it'll find the easiest game out there of those 3, and it'll give you one. So like if you want like to search for only those 3 games, you can search for those 3 types of games, and it'll make you with some other people looking for those games as well.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Cool.
A lot of co-op stuff, I guess, this week. Another thing I played this week was my son and I started playing It Takes Two. We played that on Game Pass in the living room on the Xbox, and we played local, the local version of it, because it does a couch co-op split screen, and it was a lot of fun. We've played through, I think, 4 bosses in the game so far, and it kind of actually surpasses my expectations for this game. Like I heard it was a good game, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be like this co-op puzzle game, and this and that. But they do a really good job of throwing these unique little scenarios and things in there. And just one example, I was doing something, and I was actually playing as the mom character, and I had my son playing as the dad character. And I come across something, and it happened to fight this squirrel, and it becomes like a side view Street Fighter fighting game. Like you have 2 health bars, like these little health bars pop up there, and you have like punch and kick and stuff, and you gotta basically try to beat the squirrel in a side view Street Fighter game. And then when you win, it's just like done, Other things that happens that pop up in the game, there's like a version of Whack-A-Mole where one character goes in under this box and the other person is top trying to hit him with a mallet. And so you're playing against each other for that. There's a tug of war game as well. So you each have a wire, and you can just play these little mini games as you come across them later. And I don't know what relevance they'll have, like in the story or not, maybe. But you get achievements and stuff that pop up for it. But the puzzles aren't too difficult. You kind of learn early on what your role is in that situation. There's this one level where you were given, like my character was given a head of a hammer, and my son's character was given nails. And so basically he could shoot the nails, and with your hammer you could like pull them out. I used the claw on the hammer to like swing on a nail. So he would have to shoot nails in certain spots on these walls, like where there was wood, and you would have to use your hammer to jump across. And then you would have to use your hammer to smash things. So you could like smack it on the ground, but there were like bottles and stuff that you would have to break to like open the pathway for him to get through. He would have to maybe shoot nails in the wall for you to kind of go a different route. And then you would come around and break the glass that's preventing him from coming through the little exit to the area. It's kind of the whole Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing. You're small and you're fighting different things. There's a level we just got done finishing up. It was like you're fighting bees. There's a war between the bees and the squirrels, and this bee had a robot queen. It was kind of weird, and they were all worshiping the queen, and you didn't have to fight that robot queen. And inside it was actually one of those big fat bumblebees. It wasn't like a wasp, and so they were all mad. And they chase you, and the big fat bumblebee kind of helps you, and like you ride its back, and you fly out of there, kind of almost like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids scene. Like you're flying out, and there's a machine gun turret on the top, and so one person controls that, and the bees are coming at you, and one person's shooting, and the other person's steering. So like you're telling them which way to go and stuff, and you're trying to shoot and hold everybody off and stuff. So it's actually a lot of fun. I'm not sure how the online aspect of it works, Jesus, but definitely should check it out. It's actually really good. It's way better than I actually thought it would be.
Nice.
But,
what game? What's it called again?
It Takes Two.
Yeah. Okay.
Why do you ask? You sound confused.
I was confused for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
It Takes Two. It's on Game Pass. Good stuff. I'm enjoying it, and you can play couch co-op, so it's really nice. We started playing it, and I'm not sure if I could do an online co-op with like you, Jesus, if it would change anything, like if I had different profiles or how that would work. But it's a good game. And then lastly, I just started playing it today. I picked up Rogue Legacy 2. I know Gunny and Ryan were playing a little bit, and they were like, it's a Mayo kind of game, and I haven't gotten very far into it, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I only played for maybe an hour today.
So you're getting the Dead Cells vibe, right?
Yeah.
You're getting the roguelike for sure.
Yeah, definitely getting the roguelike. The combat's a little different than what like Dead Cells is. It's a little less, I don't want to say it's less forgiving, but one thing I don't like about it is like if you touch an enemy, it's instant damage.
I know, when I'm jumping, like if I jump back, damn it, I hit him,
Yeah. Like sometimes like I wish you could like dash and attack. I don't think I can, if I remember right. Because I tried dashing, it would just dash me into him, and it hurt me.
Correct.
And then there was times where I was just trying to like do something, and I would just accidentally land on the character, and it would just automatically I'm taking damage, like because I touched them, and I'm like, oh come on, they should at least let you land by it, as long as they're not attacking, and you not take damage. That was that's probably my only gripe
about it. To see, he's played a lot more in this game.
But I started unlocking a little bit in the castle, and I'm just spending random money just to, like, okay, I'm going to unlock this for now and unlock that for now. So just kind of still, like I said, I only like maybe an hour into the game, just getting my feet wet.
Yeah, I played for an hour earlier, I think, actually last week, but that game it ticked me off right away. I got damn it, I'm going to go play Elden Ring, something harder.
I unlocked the Archer. And I unlocked the Wizard and the Barbarian and a couple of shops at the beginning. There's like a blacksmith and a rune person, and then there was somebody else I unlocked, like a tinker or something, maybe. I don't remember, but I unlocked them right before I shut it off. But I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna definitely be playing that more this week. And that's on the Xbox. I thought it'd be a good living room game to play. So between that and It Takes Two is probably going to take up most of my time this week, in all honesty, because I want to try and finish the story in It Takes Two. It's been really good so far.
Good.
But that's it, Jesus.
Well, that's cool. You know what time it is? It's news time. Let's get some news, gentlemen. Okay, well, first piece of news that I have is, let's see here, move on to this one here, move on to the second article. Okay. Arma 3 is coming up on its 10-year release anniversary, Mayo.
I don't believe it's
right.
old.
Arma 4 is coming. Okay. So pretty much Arma Reforger is launching with access to an in-game workshop. And I just actually saw it on the Steam store right now, like not even that long ago. I saw that earlier. Pretty much, it's kind of some of the features they're going to add to Arma 4. And they're being added like in a sort of like a new release thing or whatever, kind of with Arma. So I don't know. I don't know if you own the game. I don't know if it's included or you have to buy it. I don't know. If you play Arma, you probably know. I don't know shit.
3, but I haven't played it in a couple of years.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Anyways, another news, Elden Ring. Apparently his map has been changing ever so slightly, Gunny, with every patch.
You know, I asked Bill Gardner about that like a month ago. I'm like, hey, something's not right. It seems to be something's different. But
yeah. Apparently,
lock or anything.
Apparently, some of the stuff that they've just been changing little shit here and there and removing stuff and kind of fixing the game, but they don't really mention it in their patch notes, and people are like, why not? And whatever. Elden Ring is changing, so if you're playing it, maybe you'll notice it. Maybe Bill has noticed some of the changes. Who knows? Yeah,
it's definitely one of those things where I've noticed it, I would say, easily within the last 30 days where, you know, for example, like, let's say you're not in a boss area or even a beginning area, but it might be like a castle, for example, where I come in and then it's like, hey, like, some of the people were not there when I died before, you know what I mean? They might be not there at all, or I don't know. It just changes, you know? Like, it's not procedural, but it's like, okay, they changed something a little bit on the algorithm.
Yeah, well, it's happening. Apparently, some YouTuber has uncovered a bunch of changes or whatever. What?
I don't have a TV.
Oh, okay. Well, that was an interruption. Anyways, in other news, the Polish developer and publisher Techland has announced that they're working on a new open-world fantasy action RPG. That's right. They are announcing that they're hiring for an unannounced AAA open-world action RPG in a fantasy setting. The company currently has almost 70 positions open, Mayo, 70 Mayo, across various disciplines, including animation, art, design, development, and production. They include a creative director who will be responsible for, quote, defining a clear creative vision for the game and establishing the foundations of the game, the meaning, the experience, context, the player fantasy, the world, etc. The team responsible for the new IP includes a number of former CD Projekt Red staff, including open world director Bartosz Ockman, who worked on Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and narrative director Karolina Stakira, who worked on The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3, and narrative lead Arkadiusz Borowick, who worked on Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. Also working on the game are creative director Mario Maltessos from Prince of Persia, The Sands of Times, and Mad Max, and the lead game designer David McClure, who worked on Deathloop, and also a lead animator, Kevin Quaid, who worked on Horizon Zero Dawn. Techland's most recent game, Mayo, is, of course, Dying Light 2, which was released just in February for PC and consoles, and has sold over 5 million copies during its launch month. It also claimed that in April, the original Dying Light has now sold over 20 million copies. So there's that. And they say that they're very happy with what they accomplished with the Dying Light franchise so far. They're saying that their journey with Dying Light 2 has just begun. And they plan to support the game for at least 5 more years, Mayo. That's crazy. It's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
At the same time, their ambition is to introduce a brand new IP that is vastly different from what they have been doing in the past several years. They want to create a fully next-gen experience, a new fantasy epic set in a sprawling open world, fueled by the skills and experience they have gained as a team over the last few years, infused with brand new ideas and creativity and passion. While they cannot share any more details about any project now, they are fully invested in it and are looking forward to showing it to us, the gamers, when it's ready. Anyways,
you know what?
A new fantasy world.
Make Elden Ring, okay? It'll never happen, okay? Hobo.
Maybe they'll make a better fucking Elden Ring.
Fuck that. No, I'll fucking protest. I'm gonna boycott Techland. No, but hey, shout out to those guys. That sounds like a really good team they've got together. For people, talented team. And
we got a lot of people from good studios. I mean, granted, Cyberpunk had his issues, but I mean, if you look at the scope and the scale of Cyberpunk, like the storytelling is pretty fucking good. I like the world. I like the narrative. The story that's there when you're actually playing it is kind of pretty fucking cool. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, you got this dude in your head. He's a dead guy. He's been dead forever. He was a terrorist at one point or whatever. Like, kind of a crazy story, but he was also like some kind of rock star terrorist. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
He was a famous terrorist, Gunny. All right, he was a cool guy. People loved him. All right, that's the cool shit there. Anyways, that was a cool story. I really missed that game. I want to go back to Cyberpunk. Another news: GTA 5 has now passed 165 million copies sold, as Red Dead Redemption 2 has now reached over 44 million. That's right. Grand Theft Auto 5 continues to be one of the best-selling games of the last decade, Mayo. The open-world action game has now surpassed 165 million copies sold as of March 31st, which is up by 5 million copies since Take-Two last disclosed the sales figure last year in February 2022. Moreover, the entire Grand Theft Auto series has now sold over 375 million copies. Take-Two announced GTA 5's newest version was released in March for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S or whatever. Take-Two did not disclose a sales number for this new generation specifically. However, another GTA game, GTA The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, launched for the Nintendo Switch in February, but Take-Two did not share the sales of that game. Says here, Red Dead Redemption 2 has sold 44 million copies, which is up from 43 million back in February. And the series is now sold in total, like the entire Red Dead series has sold over 67 million copies, which means that Red Dead 1 sold about 23 million copies. So there's that. Take-Two released their fiscal fourth quarter. The company said that they made $930 million in revenue, which is up 11% compared to last year. And recurring consumer spending, which includes mostly microtransactions, rose by 1% and accounted for 64% of the entire revenue. Take-Two made an overall profit of $110 million for that whole period, which was down from a profit of $218 million the same quarter last year. So, anyways, they're still making money, but I mean, that's
big numbers.
Insane, dude. 165 million copies,
right?
Mayo.
That's nuts.
That's so fucking many copies of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Just write in or email, send us a message on whatever, and just say, I never bought GTA. Like, maybe you'd be the only.
Yo, really? You may be the only fucking person on the planet who did not buy GTA.
I don't play those violent games. No.
Yeah.
Okay, you bought a copy. Come on.
Yeah, you bought it for $5 or whatever. Yeah. Well, 2022 was shaping up to be a great game or a great year for games, right? Lots of releases, lots of big games coming out this year, supposedly. But the year has only sort of begun. We're not even halfway through it yet. But a lot of delays have already been announced. Some of these delays are as follows. Kerbal Space Program 2, Gunny, the sequel to the acclaimed space flight simulation Kerbal Space Program, will not be arriving in 2022. It says here now that Kerbal Space Program 2 will now arrive early 2023 on the PC, followed by a console release later that year, with Intercept Games emphasizing quality and polish as the primary reason for this delay. Oh. The big one, Starfield, one of the biggest games of 2022, will now be one of the biggest games of 2023. Bethesda Starfield had a set date of November 11th. But this may have been too optimistic. The game will now be releasing at some point in 2023 without a new final date determined. Bethesda gave a vague, polished explanation for the delay, as well as a delay of Redfall, which is their other big game coming out this year. That was supposed to be made by Arcane. It was supposed to come out this September.
Looks good, man. Redfall, I remember that was kind of a big surprise. It was all, I don't know, whatever, CGI animation stuff, but still looked pretty damn good.
Redfall being made by Arcane, which is the studio who made Dishonored and Prey, will not be releasing the game this year. Anyways, other game one is called The Day Before. Is a highly anticipated MMO. I never even heard of this. Was scheduled to launch in June of this year, Mayo, but the development team opted to make a big change now to accommodate a switch to Unreal Engine 5. The Day Before will arrive on March 1st, 2023, according to the studio. They promise a more advanced and adapted open world engine. Oh. MX versus ATV Legends delayed. Was supposed to come out on May 24th, so this month. However, the game has now been delayed about a month to June 28th. The delay was made in order to preserve quality, including eliminating bugs and keeping the frame rates high, they said.
Those games are all about quality on those. Right now.
CD Projekt Red was supposed to release a big update to The Witcher 3. They were supposed to release, or they were saying that they were going to release a next gen, so a current gen update to the game. This game, of course, came out back in 2015, but they were going to re-release a next gen patch, or like a re-release almost, or whatever. That delay has now been pushed back. They don't have an announced date. Okay. So they just said,
if you played this game already, it's an amazing game. But yeah, nobody cares. You can still play it, but you're not going to get the visual upgrades on your.
It'll probably still look good, right, and run probably better on the new consoles.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably fire it up on. You know what? Fuck it. You figure I own this on PC and Xbox, so I don't know. I mean, maybe I should just fire it up on the Series S to say, yeah, I played it and looks good, just like Cyberpunk. But yeah, I think I don't know, I kind of played an equal amount on Xbox and PC. But
in other news, 2 Point Campus, the university management simulator game, which I was looking forward to playing this month, was supposed to be out today, May 17th, but appears that 2 Point Studios ran into quality issues with some of its supported platforms. The game is now coming on August 9th. The game was coming into Game Pass. Game director Mark Weebly said the delay will let the team deliver the best possible game that could be enjoyed on all platforms. Okay. Another game, big one, previously planned to launch at some point in 2022, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, will now release in spring of 2023. Nintendo did not give any specific reasons as to why they delayed it.
They said, we're Nintendo, bitch. We do what we want.
Pretty much. Yeah. We do what we want.
We don't need a reason. We do what we want.
Yeah.
We charge new game. Yeah.
Another game, the follow-up to a game called The Forest, which is called Sons of the Forest, was planned to launch this month. But Sons of the Forest developer Night Games now says that the window was overly ambitious, and the game is now scheduled to arrive in October. So, anyways, there's that. Rocksteady's first full-length game since Batman Arkham Knight needs a little more time, they said. It was scheduled for a 22 release previously. The developer announced Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will now be arriving in 2023. The game will feature characters such as Harley Quinn and Deadshot, and is technically a narrative sequel to Arkham Knight. That's kind of interesting. I know you're a big golfing fan, Gunny. That's golfing? Right.
Yeah, I'm a big golfer.
Yeah. The game was delayed once with an expected release window of late 2022. EA has now opted to delay EA Sports PGA Tour a second time. The upcoming golf game is now coming in spring of 2023 and will have to do with the Tiger Woods name once again. The golf legend has switched teams and now is working exclusively with 2K Games.
Yeah.
Anyways, another game.
There's that switchover, right? Like even with soccer, with FIFA as well. But that's not in the news that we have right now. Well, that was actually something we read probably a couple months ago.
Yeah, was the whole FIFA thing. The licensing.
Yeah, it's coming to an end. I think they're just ending that FIFA name or whatever. I don't think. Yeah, it's all comes down to money. That's what it is.
Forspoken, a game by Square Enix and Luminous Productions, originally planned to launch in May, but the decision was made to further add polish and make improvements a few months before that date. Now the game is coming on October 11th for PS5 and PC, offering a unique take on fantasy and magic and an in-action game adventure. Wow. Whoa. Another news, last piece of news that I have for you guys. Fall Guys, Mayo. I know you like Fall Guys.
Yeah,
it's going free to play.
Oh, is that what the deal is? I'm trying to figure out why there's I know there's like a cross-play thing going on between consoles and PC, and
yep.
It's all out on Steam and everywhere else.
It says here that okay, so the game is going free to play on June 21st, right? But also, Gunny and Mayo, especially you, Mayo. I know you, Mayo. Following the release of a free to play version on June 21st, the game will be delisted from Steam. So you will no longer be able to get it on Steam as of June 21st. They said that following that, you're going to have to be able to get it exclusively on the Epic Games Store. That's right.
Oh.
That's right. It says here that Epic Games did acquire the studio Mediatonic in 2021, and that the developer insisted that Fall Guys would remain available on Steam at the time. It seems now that that's not the case. But they said that even though that they are going free-to-play on the 21st, and they will be releasing a free-to-play version on all platforms, Gunny, that's including Xbox now as well, because apparently it's not on Xbox now. You only play on PlayStation right now and Steam and Epic.
Okay.
The free-to-play the free-to-play version. The free-to-play version's on everything. No, I don't know. Is it?
I thought it did. Yeah, maybe it never did come to Xbox.
I don't think it ever did.
Wasn't that huge? Like over the holiday or something? Like I remember that was a big.
It was big.
4 or 5. Yeah.
I bought it on
Steam when it was really big. When it first came out, I bought it on Steam and played it for like a week, and then I was done with it.
Yeah, like everybody else, right? Everybody else was like,
right,
we're done. We're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah, it says here that
2021.
If you have the game on Steam as of the 21st of June, you will still be able to access the game, Mayo. But you will be launching through Epic servers. So it's going to launch through. Click on Steam. It's going to launch the Epic store, and it's going to launch through there. Not like Origin Games do, or whatever.
I'm probably going to link the two together somehow. I don't think I have them linked.
I don't know. So maybe I don't know. Also, if you buy the game before June 21st, because right now it is not free to play, you have to still purchase it. Or if you bought it on release, you're going to get a legacy pack. This will include a nickname, Mayo.
Oh, I'm going to get a nickname.
A nameplate, the Regal costume, the Veggie Dog costume, the Feisty Dwarf costume, and the season pass for Season 1.
Okay.
Season 1 will be launching on the June free-to-play launch, which will bring brand new costumes and challenges into the game. Alongside this is a premium version of the Battle Pass, which will be purchasable, which will allow players to earn additional cosmetics. There are 100 levels in this pass, and those who max it out will be able to earn the next seasonal pass, which is surely enticing for the big Fall Guy players. So it looks like it's going like that Battle Pass mode or whatever. Every other fucking game has a goddamn
But it's going free to play, so that's how they're going to make their money. They're going to make you do a season pass.
Yeah. So there you go, man. That's all I have for news. Fall Guys is coming free to play. It's coming to Xbox as well. Yeah.
I think it'll probably hit its stride again, and probably I'll bet you this holiday again it'll be the new hotness again for like maybe a week and a half. They're doing a Thanksgiving event.
I think it's going to take some streamers to play it. I think that's what got them going last time.
Really
the streamers were playing it.
Yeah.
And if you see like some of these bigger streamers, like not Ninja, but like a couple of these other ones, like Ludwig and a couple of those other like multi streamers, like just general content streamers, that they
some of those streamers that are $2 million in debt playing online poker, and get them in there just playing that game, and more people buy it, and they'll play it and unlock more microtransactions. So I won't be a part of that. Okay, I will not be purchasing any of the DLC. All right.
The last piece of news, guys. Big news here. Big news. On May 17th, today, Mayo, breaking news. Istanbul-based police cybercrime units conducted a wave of raids, Gunny. They have arrested 18 suspects allegedly connected to a Turkish money laundering scheme on Twitch. The suspects are now accused of collaborating with Twitch streamers with a high number of followers, where they would endorse the streamers with money from stolen credit cards and debit cards. And once the payments were sent, the suspects would then receive cash in return from the streamers. Wow.
Ooh.
Details of this scam first came to light back in 2021 when the Twitch's entire source code was dumped online, where it also included streamer payout details. The leak revealed that certain streamers were earning far beyond what they would typically earn compared to viewer numbers. Users have since been calling for the Amazon company to take better measures in preventing these types of frauds from happening on the platform. So far, Twitch has reportedly taken action against 150 streamers for abusing its monetization tools, which have amounted to about $9.8 million in laundered money. This is not the first time Turkish authorities have conducted operations related to this scam. In January, Turkish authorities detained 40 suspects across 11 provinces in Turkey, allegedly connected with this incident. While it's unclear how far this fraud extends, the new wave of raids makes it 58 total arrests so far, along with another suspect still wanted by the police. So we'll see how Twitch responds to this.
Yeah, it seems to be, from what we reported on last time, where, we're getting a little bit more information each time, as this investigation continues. So it's getting juicier.
That's crazy, dude. But I can see it happening, right? Like, that's a way to launder money. You steal somebody's credit card, you fucking go on Twitch, you buy a bunch of bits, you donate them to somebody, you have them pay you back for whatever, and then, well, hey, man, whatever, That's weird. Fucking, like, damn. That's something else. But that's all I have for news, gentlemen. That's all I have for news.
All right, getting late here. Moving on here, folks. I think I'll just skip the old console corner here stuff. But let's see, what do we got here? I will just say that maybe go to the Epic Store, get your free games over there, because you have that game Prey from Bethesda. That's a good game. If you guys remember when we kind of did the revitalization of this podcast, I had talked about that game, and I think I was like the only one that played it. I feel like everybody else was
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't like a Dishonored or anything, but yeah, it's a good game. I recommend it. It's in space, sci-fi. So yeah, go get Prey from the Epic Store, as well as Jotun Valhalla Edition. Valhalla. I think I played that game when it first came to Game Pass, or I don't freaking know, but it wasn't for me. But yeah, that one's free, and Redout Enhanced Edition. So that looks like a racer, vehicle racer. So yeah, Epic Store. But moving on to community questions here from Darren Hilton. You can go to our Discord, Facebook group, or Twitter, however you do it, guys. Just if you have questions for us or about the show, there you go. Darren Hilton says, just curious, where do you guys get most of your gaming news from? Like Twitter, IG, Facebook, etc., and what pages I feel like I'm always behind on gaming news. So, Mayo, if you want to answer that one, but I guess I'll just answer first by, a lot of times Mayo gets the news most of the time, right? And then I'll just copy paste them onto the thing. But a lot of times I'll get stuff I remember from Twitter. I use Twitter a lot, like as far as, like I'll see things throughout the week. But Mayo, yeah, how do you gather the news?
For me, it's like a mix. I'll use a little bit of Twitter. I'll use a little bit of just random searching, like PC Gamer's website, Kotaku's website, just manually going in and looking at them. And then, Reddit is a really good place to get some news. I think you can do there's like r/news, I think, or whatever. You can do like gaming news, and they will keep you pretty up to date there as well. They also show a lot of like trailers and new games and stuff in there as well. That's pretty much how I do it. I'll use a combination of Reddit, Twitter, even some Facebook groups that I'm in. If I see something, and I'll remember it and I'll save it or whatever, and just manually search in from the popular websites. There's the gaming websites like PC Gamer and stuff like that.
Yeah, you've got me on that same track as far as like, I'll go to GameSpot. Try to sift through some of the other things that are either not related to gaming or you just think they're ads or whatever. But and I really limit my Twitter feed. I know I've said it before, whether it be on a political side of things or whatever, but I really try to limit. But of course, PC Gamer, I have to follow them. And, Tech Radar and GameSpot, and I really don't follow IGN because I think they post something like every 4 seconds. I have nothing against IGN, but it's like, holy shit, I don't want to see something like every 20 seconds, I get it.
Right.
You're a big news organization. I listen to, a couple of the podcasts every week, but please stop sending me emails every 5 seconds, But yeah, just the lesser ones. So yeah, try to keep up on it and keep it posted. So good stuff. But that's all we have. Thanks for your question, Darren, and anyone else who wants to answer anything. I don't know if we had anything on Discord. I probably didn't ask, but I think that's all I have, guys. It's reaching bedtime shutdown time. So
Right. Anyways, where can we find you, Gunny?
Go find me on Xbox, playing Elden Ring, and probably soon, it'll probably be a soon-to-be Steam thing as well. Like, I don't care, $60, let me buy it because that game is amazing, and now I can just throw my keyboard at the TV or screen. But go find me on those places. And I do a little bit of PlayStation gaming on my PS4 Pro, HGP_Gunny. Where do we find you, Mayo?
You can find me on Discord and Steam, Xbox as the Mayo 1. Playing some more It Takes Two. Probably some more Rogue Legacy 2 as well.
Yes.
See if I can get my claws into that game.
And you can find me on everything as Jesus Walks Out. I'll be playing some more games this week. Play some Battlefield with me if you want to, on any platform.
So World War III? We were supposed to play World War III, huh? Weren't we last week?
Yeah, World War III. Yeah, let's play sometime this week. We'll get together. Anyways, peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast. Thank you for listening to show 395. 5 more shows and we're at 400. Whew.
Clean your controllers and your keyboards. Go to bed.
Bye.
See ya.